is changing the lives of teenagers at risk of aging out of foster care. Like Daisy, every child deserves a permanent, loving home. You can help. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
We've all felt left out. And for people who move to this country, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave.
Wow.
I'm easy.
I didn't expect that. I got your Venmo for other reasons. Tweak. This Twitter is it's just getting rougher and rougher, Jason. I want to do that blue sky thing. I'm over there, but you know, it's like the reach and the access is just not there yet. So I'm kind of hopping on both. But it is just really becoming a thing. It's just.
Did Threads die, by the way?
The funny thing is, I was looking at this yesterday. So Blue Sky is opened up about a week and a half ago. It's up to like 21 million users, right? Or at least registered users. That doesn't mean everybody's using it. But when you look at that, what did you say? Threads. I looked at this yesterday. Threads total users, okay, compared to Blue Sky right now at like 20 million. Excuse me, 275 million total users, or at least accounts, I should say, not users, on Threads. And then when you look at Twitter, Twitter is at 586 million. So there's a bit of catch up, but you know, there's some people that we know that's over there on the Blue Sky. It's a lot nicer. I posted this morning. I because I'm getting older and I'm my father's son. I follow the CBS Sunday Morning Twitter account. I love the show. I DVR it. It's really cool. It makes me feel like it's Sunday before football. And a lot of times they'll post some cool music stuff. And so this morning they posted there was a performance by the late great Chris Cornell, maybe my favorite vocalist of all time. And it was just him and a guitar and a piano. And he was singing an acoustic version of Black Hole Sun. They're the Soundgarden's big hit and one of their big hits. And it's just gorgeous. It's just him and a guitar and like a guy on a piano next to him. And anyways, and there's like 4 responses. And the first one underneath is our guy Russ. Okay, here, hold on, let me press the Russ button here. Hold on.
Whoa, crazy hot take.
And that's him being snarky, like, because I said Chris Cornell's voice was the equivalent of a pitcher having a 105-mile-an-hour fastball and a 65-mile-an-hour 12-6 curveball to go with it. Could be all kinds of powerful, but also incredibly tender. So, yeah, a little caption. So Russ comes in with the snark ball. That's fine. Whatever. That's fine. And then I don't know this guy. He follows me. I've never seen his name before, but this is just the comment of the year. Let me get it right here, guys. Grunge is gay. Black and death metal is where it's at. Just really?
This is Blue Sky or Twitter?
No, this is Twitter.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that you said Blue Sky was nicer. Got it.
No, this is Twitter. Grunge is gay. Black and death metal is where it's at. I mean, it's easy block. Like, what are you bringing to the table, guy? How about if you don't like the music, just roll on. I don't need you to like. I don't need you to like the song or the artist. I'm not telling you have to. Just commenting on something I like. But the problem, well, I shouldn't say the problem, but one of the things that's just psychotic about where we're at right now is that now it's turned into this, like, everything has become political. So now if you go to Blue Sky, I don't know, it could be a combination of Elon Musk truthers, Twitter, whatever it is. It's like they have stock in Twitter. And if you leave, or if you even post on the other one, like, it triggers people. Like, what are you doing? Well, you'll be back, idiot. Know who you voted for. Grunge is gay. And I can't help it. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I woke up in a certain mindset, but I don't, everybody tries to be super nice about stuff. I don't like these people. I don't want them near me.
And they're everywhere.
They are. I don't want to be like, I don't mind how that sounds either. It's just my truth. I don't like these people. I just don't like them. I don't want to be around them. I don't want to be in contact with them. I mean, my goodness, like, just relax. It's a song. It's a social media outlet. Who cares? Who cares? I guess what gets me, because you could say the triggered getting triggered, is I just don't understand, like, how we've turned it into a sport. Like, what are we doing? Just relax. It's okay. They're not your dad.
Unless it's your dad posting that.
If it's my dad posting it, that's fine. But my God, just calm down. It's not that big of a deal. They don't know you. They don't care about you. Could not care less about you. Just relax. Take care of your family and shut up. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Great. Lovely. Fantastic. Blue Sky, Twitter, Threads, all of it.
What do you mean it's gray outside? It's raining.
It
is. We're getting a lot. By
No
the way,
Blue Sky.
everyone say a prayer for Chris Verlaud today. We'll try to get some sort of update on Chris and whether or not he's going to venture out into the perfect storm to go get crabs, or if he's I hope that he gets a break in the weather, because that would suck to go all the way up there. Your whole trip is planned around this fishing thing, and then then you gotta watch. If that's my, it's just, if that happens, just save the money. If I'm Chris, because if you don't go on the boat, then I assume you get a refund, right? And I imagine the refund, I don't know what it costs. I'm guessing somewhere between $150, $200 for that. It's usually the going rate. So I would just take that money and go to Safeway and just buy a buttload of crab.
And bring it home.
Just pretend.
Same mission accomplished.
Right. Just exactly. Maybe throw in a salmon. Be fine. I did find this out last night, though. I'm kind of cycling through, Jason, my John Williams documentary on Disney Channel. And I already loved this dude. I already thought he was the greatest ever. And I just learned more and more about him and his life, and just how insanely, like, the dude's 92. He ain't going to be around that long. I desperately want him to be appreciated while he's alive, which he is. I mean, it's not like people don't acknowledge John Williams is amazing, but my God. But you want to talk about the most random thing ever. So they're going through his life and his family. This part, by the way, this part is not funny. His wife, who was also an actress, passed at 41 years old of a brain aneurysm, and he had to take care of their, 3 kids. And thank goodness one of them was his daughter, who was a little bit older and kind of jumped in and helped out with the 2 sons. And so they're getting into that part of his life, and they're getting into the art of the children. And it turns out that one of his sons, he got into music too. Well, they both did, but one of them, in addition to composing and writing music and all that, he was the lead singer of a band for a while. Little band called Toto.
Oh,
I was like, wait, hold on. They just threw that in there in the middle of the documentary. Hold on. What? And then that's it. Boom. Like, John Williams, his son's the lead singer at Toto.
how many hits did they have?
Well, it's funny you say that. By the way, bye, Dwayne. She's not in the mood today. Dwayne can listen from now on. Let's see. So I think their first hit was Hold the Line. Then you had, I'm not going to get the order right. I want to say Toto had 4 hits. They had Hold the Line. Huh?
Way more than that, huh?
Well, okay. So you had Hold the Line. You had obviously Africa.
Yeah.
You had Rosanna.
Yeah.
And then you had a little bit later on, you had, what is that? I'll Be Over You, the ballad.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, I think.
So here are the top songs on Spotify by Toto. Number 1, Africa.
Can I just say, going into this segment, I'm 98% sure Kyle thought Toto was just the dog in The Wizard of Oz. And now he's busting out their greatest hits. No, that's fine. I get it, but go ahead.
That's fair. I bless the rains down in Africa. So Africa, number 1.
Yeah.
Hold the Line, 2. Both of those have 1 billion streams on Spotify too.
They're great songs.
It's impressive for a band that hasn't put out music in a long time. Rosanna, 3. I'll Be Over You, 4.
That's the best.
Georgie Porgy.
Oh yeah,
5.
That's early.
That's yacht rock.
I Won't Hold You Back, 6.
No, see, it's a 4-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Stop Loving You.
Yeah, you can stop.
Yeah.
So there are 4 hits. But by the way, I don't want to. This is not a disrespect Toto Thursday. Like, I don't want to you can put on, if you're into that type of thing, you can put on a Toto album and just chill. It's like putting on a. Look, I don't want to. Speaking of triggering Thursday, I don't want to trigger music fans out there, because I completely acknowledge these bands it's more of a time frame and not necessarily a specific genre. But there are just bands like Toto, Styx, maybe Rush, but Rush was a better band than both those guys. But like, there's bands from that era you can just throw on, and it's just going to be rock. It's just going to be that late 70s, early 80s rock feel.
REO Speedwagon, Foreigner.
Yeah. Yes. Oh God. Did I tell you I saw Lou Gramm, a Foreigner, singing it was maybe a month ago at like the Rock and Roll something. And it was a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or inducting or something. And he was singing, why am I blanking? The ballad, Jason. I Want to Know What Love Is.
Yeah.
And he was singing it with, I think, Kelly Clarkson.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So, you know how like we talk a lot about how singers tend to, like, as they get older, they tend to tone down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't watch. I can't, one of the things I was thinking about Chris Cornell this morning, because again, probably maybe my favorite artist of all time, certainly on my Mount Rushmore. And what I'm not going to do here is be like, hey, the great thing about Chris Cornell dying, because there's nothing great about it. But there is something that, despite the fact that what a horrific loss for the art world, Chris Cornell will always be a still photograph in his prime. even though he was, I think in his early 50s, but we're never going to see Chris Cornell tone it down. We're never going to see Chris Cornell we're never going to watch Chris Cornell doing Black Hole Sun at, some rando place in Nebraska on tour and sing it 17 octaves lower and go, golly, he's getting old. Like, whether it's Cornell, Cobain, Lane Staley, all these wonderful artists we lost, like they are frozen in time. Like we're never gonna see the later years with them. So they almost become, godlike in a sense that they don't age. I'd still like them around.
Right.
We're never gonna see Chris Cornell, or what was the other one I saw? Eric Burden, God bless him. I think he's like 80 something, singing the Animals. It's too early. The House of the Rising Sun.
Mm-hmm.
And he was basically speaking it half the time, and or doing the thing where like the crowd sings. We all know what tricks you're on. Anyway, so how are you doing?
Good.
I got a lot on my mind this morning.
I can tell.
Yeah. Beef stew yesterday. I had to call an audible. I'm kind of proud of myself because I got everything in there, and I noticed that I did it in the Instant Pot because it cuts down the time pretty big. Instant Pot's like one of my favorite kitchen gadgets I use over and over again. And the Instant Pot, the little thing that goes down that makes it pressure cook, was just steaming. I realized the spring on it broke. So I sauteed the beef, because if you're doing beef stew, everybody, you got to saute the beef first. That's your broth. You saute the beef first, get the little Maillard effect on the beef, right, and then deglaze, which basically is a fancy way of saying just put some liquid, take the beef out, put some liquid in the hot pan, and swish it around with a whisk, get all those bits off. That's flavor. That's what gives you the depth of your stew. Anyways, I'm doing that. I had to Walmart myself an Instant Pot, because otherwise I was screwed. I didn't have time to do this in the crock pot or in a regular thing. So I had to do the extra $5 to get the 1 hour delivery, and I had to do a switch. I had to go from the broken Instant Pot to the new Instant Pot after washing it out, of course. And then it turned out okay. Not as thick as I wanted it. It was fine. It was more of a beef soup.
1 to 10?
For flavor, a 9. For overall, including consistency, a 6.
How about swimsuit?
Swimsuit competition, an 11. Remember we used to have those? That's not going to happen. That's not happening anymore.
Nope.
Oh. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, what are we going to do when we come back? Well, why don't we do a show, ladies and gentlemen? Sam Amick, who was scheduled for 8 a.m. for a double segment, ladies and gentlemen. Jason, this just came across the wire as we were speaking on this segment. He just texted me about 5 minutes ago. He is traveling in meetings in New York and apologizes profusely. Crazy times, will not be able to make his hit, so we will reschedule Sam and we will fill those 2 segments. Maybe find a guest to fill in or something. Who the heck knows? But we'll figure it out. And in addition to that, we got a big show for you. We're going to check around on the NBA. Week 12 opens in the NFL. So sit back, relax, have some fun. Everybody relax, and we'll be right back right after this.
Join Sacramento State football this Saturday at 2 for the Causeway Classic versus UC Davis. Get your tickets at HornetSports.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Now the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him! A fired-up Tarek Skubal walks off the mound. 97 wipes out Morales. 7 strikeout ends the 7th. This crowd on their feet.
Wow. Yeah, he's really, really good. And I fell in love with him during the course of the year, even though I'm kind of, as you know, on a little bit of an out with baseball. I still appreciate greatness. And Eric Skubal, what a career arc at 28 years old. And really to this point, a decent Major League Baseball pitcher. This is his, 5th year in the league. Last year is really where he started to he completely turned it around. But up to then, Jason, he was like a lifetime. His ERA was in the 4s. I think he was 16, and I'm looking at it right now, 16 and 24. Just an average old pitcher. And then last year he figured something out. And then going into by the way, last year he figured something out in about a half a season, 15 starts. This year, 31 starts. He was 18-4 with a 2.39 ERA, 228 strikeouts in just 192 innings. And as we always talk about WHIP, walks and hits per innings pitched, anything around 1 is phenomenal. He was at a 0.92. I'm glad they didn't overthink it. I'm glad they got it right. He 100% deserved to be the AL Cy Young, and I'm really curious to see what he does with next year. And then of course Chris Sale getting the National League equivalent as we begin to wrap our awards up and close the book, Jason, on the 2024 baseball season.
Yeah, this is another thing that's changed with baseball. I'm not sure for the better or for worse. I don't know what you think, because you're someone, like you said, you've not in the same spot with baseball as you once were. Do you think we'd be better off if we were still in an era where, I don't know, the same 5 or 6 pitchers were competing for the Cy Young? And my point being, I think this is the 6th straight year it was a different person in the National League. I think we're at 5 in a row in the American League of different people, which I think in one sense is good. But, when we're talking, Dave, in the 90s and 2000s, early part, where it was either Clemens or Pedro, Randy Johnson, Glavine, maybe Smoltz, Maddox, I don't know. I don't know if that's a better thing, a worse thing. I just think it's also a testament to the game where openers, 5 innings, 6 innings, it's just a different time.
Yeah, that's an interesting question, because it kind of goes back to, do we prefer dominance and dynasties, or do we prefer parity and any given Sundays? And I think through the years, what I've learned is, for the most part, everybody's different. But for the most part, we say we want parity. We say, and I'm not talking about for our specific team, by the way. This is just in general. Of course, we want our team to win, whoever that team may be. But I think in general, we say we want parity.
Mm-hmm.
But time and time again, the things that get watched the most are the dominant ones. Whether it's we just talked yesterday, the most viewed football game, non-Thanksgiving, non-Christmas, non-playoff since 2007 was Bills and Chiefs last weekend, was Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. And we also talked about how you're talking about Buffalo, New York, and Kansas City, the two very small markets in comparison, but the Chiefs are dominant. The Bills have been regular season dominant, and you have 2 of probably the top 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. That's what people want to see. They're not tuning in for Baker Mayfield versus Geno Smith because they happen to be doing well last year or this year or whatever. They want the dominance. It's the same thing in boxing, UFC, basketball. We hate the Warriors, names. But they're household names, and they bring the views. So yeah, I hear you. And I hope these guys, look, Chris Sale's, on his way to being in the Hall of Fame. But for a guy like Skubal, I'd like to see him at 28 years old. It's kind of a cool story, kind of realizing this sort of dominance that, 28's not old, but for baseball, it's, you're definitely in your prime. So anyways, cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Embiid wants it back against Jackson, pushes him down into the lane, off balance, Embiid throws it away. Went into the lane, was torn between throwing it to Martin or Oubre. He jumped. He throws it out of bounds. 23 seconds to go. Costly turnover there.
Well, I don't know what's going on with the Sixers. I really don't, Jason. We're going to talk about this later, but I think we were talking about surprises, disappointments, good, bad, and different yesterday in the NBA. I think the Sixers literally having the worst record. They are by themselves for the worst record in the NBA, not the Wizards, not the currently in the playoffs, not playing Detroit Pistons, not the 3-11 Jazz, the 2-12 lost 5 in a row, lost 9 of 10. Philadelphia 76ers are the worst team through 14 games they've played in the NBA. That is shocking to me, Jason.
It's not their plan as of yet, but if it keeps going down this road, like, just, I'm sure some in Philly, don't you think there's been some conversation somewhere, whether it's radio or within that organization, of Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Cooper Flag?
Oh.
You didn't think I was going there, huh?
You threw me a curveball, man. Yeah, I didn't think you were going there. Jeez.
They're not there yet because they can still save it, but they're getting so far behind. Now, I guess if we look at the target of the 10th spot, which is what, you want to chip in a chair, they're what, 3.5 back, 4 back at 3.5. So it's not impossible, but 2-12 is just brutal.
12.5 games behind the 1 seed. 14 games into the season, you are 12.5 games out. That is insane for a team that I think 98% of folks would have said is going to make the playoffs in the East. And by the way, we'll get to this later when we go around the NBA. The East sucks this year so far. They suck.
Top heavy.
Very, very, very top heavy. I don't know. I thought you were going with a trade.
Yeah.
And there's already odds out. As a matter of fact, the Indiana Pacers, according to Vegas, are the favorites if Joel Embiid were to be traded. I just don't know, Jason, if you can convince Joel Embiid to go through a tank here, unless there was a handshake where it said, "Hey, Joel, you're hurting, you're this, you're that. We'll play you 20 games, and then we'll box you up, and you go ahead. We'll say we'll put you on the who was the football player that was supposed to be in counseling, but he was like on an island somewhere? Was it Draymond? So wasn't an athlete?
I think that was John Morant.
It was John Morant. Thank you. You're right. Maybe they do that thing with Joel and just say, just go to Greece or the Seychelles or some island somewhere. We'll say you're rehabbing your knee and doing blood platelet work, and we'll pay you $50 million to do that while we tank for Flag. I don't know, Jason. That's tough acting right there.
Yeah. Because other teams are probably intrigued by that. Wizards, Jazz, but not Philly. Not when you had Paul George to go with Maxey and Embiid. They were thinking much bigger things.
No, I think Nick Nurse is going to get fired any day now. They at this point, they either pack it in or they got to fire him. And I don't think that's fair. That's just the way it is. You can't start this way. All right, cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Fun times in Cleveland again. Still Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Under construction since 1860.
Oh, we're not going to play the whole thing? Okay.
Catches on fire. It's so polluted that see the sun almost 3 times a year. Flats look like a Scooby-Doo ghost town. Our economy's based on LeBron James. Buy a house for the price of a VCR. Our main export is crippling depression. It could be worse, though. At least we're not Detroit. We're not Detroit.
Oh, classic Cleveland song. There's 2 of them, by the way. That is good job bleeping that, Kyle. I was wondering if you'd do that. Cleveland tonight will open up week 12. Week 12? Week 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I don't like it. Week 12 of 18 as the Steelers travel to Cleveland to take on the Browns. It's going to be cold and rainy tonight. It's going to be this is one of those, like, look, it's 8-2 versus 2-8. I get it. And it probably could very well be a crap game with a crap team and a good team, all that stuff, like full disclosure. But Jason, I don't know what it is. There's something about when Cleveland, and like anytime Cleveland or Cincinnati or Pittsburgh play each other, I just feel like everyone there, I'll go back to an earlier conversation this week. Everybody there from the time they're 6 years old drinks beer, has a 5 o'clock shadow, like works construction or some sort of thing with their hands, like where the men are men and women are women and blue collar and collar blue and all that. Just, that's football, baby.
And you're expecting that tonight.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, and the other part tonight, if Pittsburgh wins, that streak continues for Tomlin, right? We expect it to be there now that they're 8-2. But remember last year they had to win a bunch at the end to get to that winning season. They'd be at worst 9-8 if they won tonight, and that's still an impressive streak by Tomlin.
He's a Hall of Famer if he retires today, right?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah. God, we are definitely in the Mike Tomlin fan club. What an absolutely just a badass coach. So he takes his 8-2 Steelers into Cleveland tonight. And by the way, everybody, it happens every year. Someone's competing, and turns out they don't set their fantasy lineup. And I'm trying to think here. I mean, what? George Pickens, Nick Chubb, maybe Steeler defense.
Boswell.
Maybe. Who?
Boswell,
Najee Harris. I don't know. There's not a ton of fantasy implications likely in here, but what there are implications with is if you're paying above MSRP for your vehicle, it's not going to happen at Hopwood, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. It's Ram Power Days going on right now. Over 200 vehicles under $20,000. Listen. You got the brand new Hoblet certified pre-owned supercenter at historic downtown Woodland. Remember, the downtown dealerships now use cars. All the new ones are at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center, where you can save $17,000 off MSRP on hard-to-find new 2024 Ram 2500 Tradesman. Save up to $16,500 off MSRP on all remaining new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs. Take advantage of the federal and state rebates with a new plug-in hybrid. And remember, these are different from big city auto mall dealers. No dealer markups, no add-ons, no surprise fees. That is one of many reasons why a Hoblet is one of J.D. Power's customer-first dealerships since 2019. Number one, Ram Truck, J.D. Power's initial quality study. Search, select, and save at hobletdodge.com. And you tell them, Carmichael Dave. So we'll take a break. When we come back, let's go around the NBA. We'll do that in two parts. The West versus the East last night. And what the heck? Now, trying to start nothing. What's going on with Tyrese Halliburton? We'll tell you about his game last night and look at him this year. We'll do that next.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Black Friday savings on now on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates, every new 2025 half-ton LT, RST, LTZ, and High Country in stock at Maida Chevy. Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, and other offers. Ends 12/1/24. Source internet search 11/2/24.
It's time for the Sactown Sports live events calendar, the hottest live events lineup just for you. Kicking things off for comedy fans, don't miss David Spade bringing his sharp wit to Hard Rock Live Sacramento on November 22nd, followed by the hilarious Russell Peters lighting up the stage the next night, November 23rd. Then get ready to feel those good vibrations with the legendary Beach Boys on November 24th at Hard Rock Live. And for classic rock lovers, the Black Crowes are rocking the same stage November 30th. All of these are brought to you by our friends at Live Nation. The original Jersey Boys, Midtown Men, are bringing their holiday show to Thunder Valley on December 8th. Then kicking off the year in style, country stars Dylan Scott and Jackson Dean are hitting Thunder Valley on January 10th. And the one and only Bill Engvall will be there too, cracking up the crowd on January 11th. Don't miss these incredible events coming your way, and stay tuned for more info. To get details, head to SactownSports.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Kyle coming back with Nickelback. Wow.
Great song.
I'm surprised that your neck of the woods generationally would say that. Nickelback and Coldplay do not have great reputations in the real world, yet they sell out all their shows. It's weird.
I don't know. Gen Z loves themselves some Nickelback.
Is that true?
Mostly just this song.
They had more than this song.
Also the one that goes like, save us, saving me. People also like that one.
What?
I think it's called like Saving Me or something.
By Nickelback?
Yeah.
Find it, and that's going to be in my head. We'll get to the NBA. Jason, we talked about the disparity between the East and the West. Last night, the West went 4-2 versus the East, but on the year, I'll kind of move some stuff around in our part ones and part twos here. The West is 123-102 this year. If you put all their records together, the East 102-123, but head to head, the West is 41-20 versus the East. That is a 672 percentage, which means if that was a franchise, they'd be winning somewhere. Let's see, 70%. It'd be 55. It'd be somewhere above 50 games. There's definitely a dominance there, and yet you have the defending world champions in the East. So it's as you said, it's very, very top heavy, at least at this point of the year. But the East is really confusing to me. Yeah, it is. And, kind of to put more depth to that too, Dave, like Kings right now, currently in tie for the 10th, 11th spot at 8-7. And that's really fragile for them. But they'd be in sole possession of 5th.
in the East. You go even lower than the Kings to a team like, let's go to the Blazers, who are 13th in the West. They would be tied for 8th in the East. So, I mean, it's just only really the Jazz and the Pelicans right now wouldn't be in the mix in the Eastern Conference.
Which gets us to things that we would change. And this one I struggle a little bit with. What's weird about that is that West teams play each other usually 4 times a year. Same in the East. You play 4 times in your conference. Sometimes it'll be 3, but it's usually 4 for the most part for most teams. And then you play cross conference twice. So what you have here with teams in the West, for example, is, by the way, can you hear that rain, or is that coming through?
I don't hear it.
Okay, good. The mic's doing its job. It is pouring right now. And I got a tin roof above me. So what you have, and this is just not really fair, I guess is the right word, but it's the way it is. You have the West playing each other more often than the East, which means that they're objectively going to have a tougher schedule. When you look at the remaining schedule strength for teams, they're almost all Western Conference teams in the top half, and that's because they have to play each other. So not only do you have an Eastern Conference with a worse record, but you also, for example, you use Portland. Well, Portland's going to have a tougher schedule than Eastern Conference teams this year because they're within the West. So it brings me back to this conversation, which is, can you help me out with why we wouldn't just go top 16 in record for the playoffs
overall?
Yeah, just get rid of conferences. Well, nobody, first off, divisions are pointless unless you're the Kings and want to raise Pacific Division banners. Nobody cares. I shouldn't say nobody. I feel like, in my opinion, the vast majority of NBA fans do not care about division championships. They care about where they are in the conference. When you go to ESPN and you look at the standings, it defaults to conference standings. And I'm saying, why not just get rid of that when it comes to the playoffs? The top 16 get in. You got your tiebreakers. You seed 1 through 16. Don't worry about divisions. Don't worry about conferences. I don't want to hear about travel. They're flying on first-class planes. There's 9 days between every game. I don't think that's an issue. Why would they not do that? I mean, what is the argument against that?
Yeah, I would say that I don't know what the argument is against it. Again, back to, well, that's because that's the way it's done.
Right.
The other one would be, I've kind of been a proponent of either one of what you're saying or lean the other way. And I'm not saying this is what I would do, but either make divisions more important, which I don't really know how you would do that. And the way you would do it in my mind would be, if you're trying to create more rivalries or regional things like that, then maybe you have more of a hyper focus. And let's say instead of the Kings in the Pacific currently playing the Warriors, Lakers, Suns, Clippers 4 times, I don't know, maybe make it 6 or 8, and then literally everyone else you play home and road, and that's it. I either would do it that way or kind of what you're suggesting, but I think if you do it the other way, then you change the schedule. Then because if you're just mixing everybody up, it can't be the same, like, hey, the East plays that side more because the West would beat each other up. I think you just have to kind of figure out a way to even out your scheduling, and you play everybody roughly the same amount of times. I mean, just blend it all into one super league.
Now I'm wondering, so you've got what? You got 30 teams, 82 games. So you could play, basically every team plays each other twice as a baseline. That's 60 games. That leaves 22.
Or the other way, it'd be actually 58. Obviously, you don't play yourself.
Oh, good point. Thank you.
Yeah.
Math. So 58, which leaves you 24 games. So, yeah, I'm just trying to think here. You know, maybe you do some sort of weight where you go back to the Western Conference, Eastern Conference, if you will, for those remaining weighted games. I don't know. I do agree with you. You spread it out a little bit more. I don't see the argument for, and let's go back to the standings now, the 7-9. I mean, God bless them, but the 7-9 Detroit Pistons not having to hit the play-in. Meanwhile, the 9-7 Suns, Grizzlies, Clippers, and 8-7 Kings those are your play-in teams in the West. And let's just be honest, again, the West is tougher than the East. The Suns, Grizz, Clippers, Kings are going to have tougher schedules. So you have a tougher schedule, and you could still have a better record, but because you're in this magical conference thing, you were denied a chance at the postseason, even though you were objectively one of the 16 best teams in the league. They're going to turn around and take the 20th, 21st, and 22nd and throw them in there because of these conference divisions.
Yeah, because right now, to help that point too, like Dallas, who made the finals by tiebreaker, is 8-7, but they're the 11th team. They would be left out of this postseason, not even a play-in.
Yeah.
And they're above 500, and you go, wait, we're putting these other teams in. I mean, I guess it's similar to, the NFL. We're going to have a team represent the NFC South, and it happens, but I think you can alleviate some of it if you just take the top 16.
Nope, you and I are on the same page there. It's dumb, whatever. When we get Adam Silver on, let's ask him about that too. So far we have total points, taking totals, and also getting rid of conferences. We got a lot for Adam when he comes on. Yeah. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go around the NBA part 2. Cleveland bounces back. What the hell is going on with the Sixers? And what is going on with Tyrese Halliburton, our old friend? We're going to try to get into that without start. This isn't going to turn into a Sabonis versus Halliburton thing again. I mean, it shouldn't. But we will talk about what's going on with this guy. We'll do that right.
Join Sacramento State football this Saturday at 2 for the Causeway Classic versus UC Davis. Get your tickets at HornetSports.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at the AEWay.com for an instant quote. That's the AEWay.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9999.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, like America's best-selling F-Series. Check out a huge selection of Mavericks, F-150s, and Super Duty trucks, or tech-filled SUVs like Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest finance rates. And Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they are my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. For 35 years and counting, come down and take a test drive today. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Hi, everybody. Jay Leno here. You know, I love doing live stand-up comedy. No politics, no lectures. I'm not giving you my opinion on every issue of the day. Just nothing but jokes. So come by, check it out, and we'll have a lot of fun. Oh, it's clean, too.
Jay Leno live on stage with special guest Arsenio Hall. Saturday, March 29th, on stage at Hard Rock Live, Sacramento. Tickets are on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
Come on by. Check out the show.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold. This Sunday night at Hard Rock Live, Sacramento. The music, the memories, the Beach Boys. Riding an endless summer wave into 2024. Buy your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss the Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold, live.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Is that Nickelback song?
Is this the one?
Yes, Savin' Me by Nickelback.
Okay. Huh. I know the song. I just didn't know it was that big of a hit.
I mean, it's not How You Remind Me. I mean, that song is, I think that song's going to last forever.
Oh, but there's How You Remind Me. There's Someday. There's Rockstar. There's a lot of, right? I don't even look at the top 5. Interesting pick. As we it's a Nickelback Thursday right here.
Yes.
Well, this is the end of Nickelback Thursday because I'm out of Nickelback songs.
Jason Ross, Carmichael Dave. There was a conversation going online. What are the biggest rock bands that started basically in the year 2000 and after? Rock has been it's been tough for rock this millennium. Rock's going through a slump.
It's no longer on a roll.
No, it's more like a rock and hurdle.
Sure.
Okay. What were we doing yesterday, Jason? What was it? When you called, we were playing a game. By the way, just so people know, Jason and I are just as goofy off, maybe goofier off the air, but more uncensored than on the air. And Jason called, and usually when one of us picks up, I don't know why we do. Oh, I know why we do the bit. You can't say why, but one of us goes whole. And then did we just start that out of the gate? Did I say? I think I said like yo.
Yes, there you go. That's it. That should get you to where we were.
And then we just like legit. We're not on the radio. This is how weird we are, and I love it. And we just went on a yo tangent.
Yes.
And I think you went. Did you bust out Yolanda Griffith?
I did.
And then I think it was yo-yo.
Yo-yo Ma. We had yogurt. We had yo gabba gabba. We were all over the place.
Yeah, we were. I mean, would you say we spent a good 5 minutes yoing?
Yes. Yo MTV Raps.
Yo Play.
We had we
Yo
had that
Play.
one.
Yogurt. Yeah. Yo Chidehi.
Yes.
Yo Delehihu.
Ooh, we didn't
We did
have
not
that
have that.
one.
We had Neo.
I was just going to say that. Also, during the break, I think we spent a good 5 minutes on that. By the way, Jason definitely the king of the yos yesterday. He had me, I think, by 2. The commercial during the break was one of them was promoting Jay Leno and Arsenio Hall in March.
Yes.
I hope. Have you seen Jay Leno?
Yeah, didn't even nasty fall.
Okay, so he said again, I'm gonna hold hands with MC here, my resident conspiracy brother. I'm not the big conspiracy guy, but the story is he was staying at a Hampton Inn and fell down. Okay, I can't stress enough. If you don't know this story, just Google Jay Leno real quick on your phones or whatever. Please not if you're driving. And like the whole left side of his face is the color of Grimace from McDonald's. Like it's legit purple. The whole left side of his face. And I think he's wearing an eye patch.
Yeah, but didn't he fall down a hill? Not like
Or
you
he-
made it sound like he fell at the hotel.
Or-
He
or-
fell down a hill at the hotel, right?
Sorry, he said he fell down a hill. But then why did the whole I was staying at a Hampton Inn come into the conversation? Are there hilly Hampton Inns?
Yeah, that's apparently what it says. He was trying to navigate the slope, lost his footing, and tumbled down 50 to 60 feet down the hill to a parking lot below.
Okay. Why did the Hampton Inn come in? Does it clarify there?
He apparently was staying at a Hampton Inn off Route 30 near Greensburg in Pittsburgh, and he decided to get wings at a nearby Dino's Sports Lounge.
Okay.
That's the part.
It's a strong alibi.
So the story is that Jay Leno was walking from his Hampton Inn that as a guy worth mid-9 figures easily is staying at a Hampton Inn. Fine. Maybe he's frugal.
So what's your conspiracy?
And then he was walking to get wings and he fell down a 50-foot hill.
Yeah.
And rolled all the way. I mean, it's not funny, but I'm imagining Jay Leno rolling down a hill.
Jay Leno.
Damn it. And he destroyed one half of his face.
Apparently.
What
do you think happened?
I know what the internet thinks happened.
The internet thinks Jay Leno's a gambler.
Really?
The internet thinks Jay Leno's got gambling debts. That's what the internet is saying.
Oh, and somebody paid a visit?
Somebody paid a visit. That's what the internet is saying, not us. But that seems to be correct. Kyle, is that what you're reading too?
Yes, it's the one that's like, I know an Italian mob boss or an Italian mob hit when I see one.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's just it doesn't look like. I mean, I fell down and hit a door. What? Okay. So hey, shouts to Jay Leno. I think it was David Letterman that did it. That's my theory.
Well, maybe he was pushed down the hill by
Conan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yo ho ho and a bottle of rum, Jay, from the text line 441140. Somebody pushed Tyrese Halliburton down the statistical hill. That's a great transition. Thank you. Jason, I don't know what the hell's going on here. I really don't. But we need to get into this because Tyrese Halliburton is not doing well. He's not horrible, but I think 4 points yesterday. He had 35 in a game earlier this year, and I think we want to talk about Week 12 next. But can we talk about Tyrese Halliburton a little bit to open up the next hour? Because I'm a little worried about the kid.
Yeah, I mean, I know he had a scoreless game earlier in the season. He's had several single-digit games. Hasn't quite been the same this year.
Also, at some point today, De'Aaron Fox is making the rounds, and yes, we've put our hat in the ring for that to plug his new Curry shoe. With some days off, he's showing up on some national media and some podcasts. We got a couple clips of that. Always nice to hear De'Aaron talking to the rest of the world. So we'll play that at some point during the day. In the meantime, Week 12 opens tonight. We'll take just a quick look ahead after we talk about Tyrese Halliburton and what the week looks like, including Niners Packers, and really not the just not the greatest Week 12, but sometimes that means the best game. So we'll get a word from our friends at Overhead from Jason Ross. We'll take a break. We'll come back and get into hour number 2 next.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
a lot of company,
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you've
got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Well, we have entered the holiday season, and this is truly a time to be thankful for all that we have and grateful for who we have in our lives. Right now, we all have access to the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, and they are truly appreciative of you as their great customers. Now, that's existing customers, or maybe you will become a brand new customer, just like me. And they're obviously now stuck with me. I'm a big fan of theirs. I'm committed because I know a good thing when I see it, but to show you their support and to show all of us their support, the Overhead Door Company wants to show you their appreciation and just how thankful they truly are for you and offer $25 off your annual garage door service. Now, that includes garage door service and repairs like garage door spring replacements, cable repair, hinges, new rollers, general service. They're there for you to help. And they're a terrific family-owned and operated company that's been doing this for over 70 years with third-generation owners. They've done this in our area so effectively, so proudly. And whether that's commercial or residential, new doors or repairs to existing doors, they are here to help you and make you proud of what you got. With quick and easy installs and friendly professionals, get the best return on investment for homeowners. So go to their showroom and see for yourself. You can check out their website at ohdsac.com. You can call them, too, at 916-421-3747. The Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Thursday, and you're out the door to a soggy start. Those roads are going to be wet for the morning drive, and it's going to be a cool start to the day. So we head through the afternoon, expect periods of rain and occasionally breezy south winds. Highs today in the lower 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think Happy Honda Days. There's no better time to visit Elk Grove Honda than during our year-end clearance sale in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Power Days?
We are finishing the year strong by stocking up on new heavy-duty Ram trucks with over 300 available. And with savings up to $17,000 off MSRP, your perfect Ram truck is waiting at Hoblet.
That's some pretty big savings on those hard-to-find heavy duties.
Yep, and you won't find better deals on more Ram trucks than at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. There's a reason we continue to be one of the biggest Ram dealers in the country, with numerous customer service awards, including the very prestigious Walter P. Chrysler Award, which means we are in the top 1% of dealers in the nation. Once you buy from Hoblet, you won't buy anywhere else.
Don't miss the savings at Hoblet. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
17,000 total net savings on select new 2024 Ram 2500 tradesmans after 10,500 factory rebates and 6,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 3,000 Hoblet select inventory coupons, 500 on-the-job upfit incentive with proof of business ownership, and 2,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance for eligible trade-ins. 5 of this net savings. See dealer for details. Sample VIN 238277.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people, obviously. But what's more, MediShare members like it a lot. Their satisfaction rate is 98%. Imagine that. And MediShare is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing. If you join before November 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is November 30th. So call now and you'll save even more. Here's the number. 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
At the law offices of Dale R. Gomes, we understand that when you're facing a crisis, you need more than just a lawyer. You need a team. Our dedicated attorneys work together, combining decades of experience to guide you through personal injury or criminal defense matters with care and expertise. We're committed to supporting you every step of the way, ensuring your voice is heard and your rights are protected. With offices in Sacramento and El Dorado County, reach out to the law offices of Dale R. Gomes today, 916-999-9033, or online at dalegomslaw.com.
Black Friday savings on now on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Meda Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates, every new 2025 half-ton LT, RST, LTZ, and high country in stock at Meda Chevy.
Meda Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Meda Chevy. Now that's big, huge. MedaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, and other offers. Ends 12/124. Source internet search 11224.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
All right, we'll get a update from Chris Verlot at some point a little bit later. We'll let him wake up. Although, actually, he's probably awake, right, for the fishing trip, Jason? I gotta think.
He might be, yeah.
We'll check in with him as it's the bomb cyclone, the winter storm watch. I was having a convo with a friend last night and just wondering, in this day and age where the media is always in the news, do we trust them? Do we not? This, that, whatever. I will say, I do think weather is sometimes overplayed. Everybody watches weather. And how many times has it been like Storm Watch 24? This is and look, by the way, I'm not making we need weather reports and people need to prepare, and there's natural disasters. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like sometimes they do get a little overplayed, and then it turns out like it wasn't what it was. And I just wonder if that's on purpose a little bit.
Yeah, I think to me, the storms that or whatever weather situation catches people off guard is the one that's more alarming. Like when it's like, this will be the floods of, the century. And then you're like, yeah, it was okay. Not too much, which is good. We're all good. But everybody got panicked. And then, it's when it sneaks in on you and you're not ready for it.
But I'm looking here. I'll show this online here on the screen for those of you watching. But looking at the weather report right now, and basically today through next Saturday, every day, Jason, according to iPhone weather in the 10-day forecast, is rainy cloud.
Rainy
That's
a lot of rain.
That's a lot of rain with highs basically between 56 and 59. So it's going to be pretty consistent weather according to this over the next 10 days. It's been raining on Tyrese Halliburton's parade. Hey, raining on Tyrese Halliburton's parade so far this year. I don't want to go too far. Remember we were talking yesterday about Keegan Murray and how and how when something happens at the beginning of the year, it really stands out. If this was the 15 games between 50 and 65, no one would really notice as much. And it's not like Tyrese Halliburton is being a G Leaguer. 15 points, 8.5 assists, 3.5 rebounds. It's really, he's a career 47% field goal shooter. He's at 37. He's a career 38% shooter from beyond the arc. He's at 28. His rebounds are about the same. His assists are about the same. About a half a turnover more a game. And he's averaging, 5 points less than he did last year and the year before. It's also, I watched a little bit of the Pacers game last night on the old Pacers Rockets on the old League Pass. And just watching him, it's just not, there's something wrong with the dude. He's not looking for his shot. He's he seems tentative. 1 of 7 last night, 4 points. He did have 8 assists. But I don't know what the deal is. It just seems like so far he's fallen off a cliff a little bit.
Yeah. So I'd be curious, what are you seeing? I saw a game earlier this year that they played and actually had a good one. I can't remember. I think it might have been, was it Orlando? I saw. I mean, he had 17 in that game, but anyway, I think I saw them play Orlando and I was like, oh, Tyree's having a night. But what did you see last night? You mentioned maybe not taking his shot. I know the stats aren't great, but just what do you feel it was when you watched him? Because I don't know if part of it, Dave, was a little carryover. Could it be from the Olympics? I mean, I think I thought that was a pretty clever social media post that he had about getting the gold when it's like helping out in the school project when you still get an A when you really do nothing.
Right.
I thought that was pretty funny on his part, but I don't know if that was part of it. I don't know why it would be, but I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. It's I think what stood out to me last night was just he looked very tentative and unsure. And one thing we've noticed about Tyrese since he came in the league, even with the Kings, is he always seems under control. This isn't a guy that turns the ball over a lot, especially for his usage rate. His turnover numbers are fantastic. They're under 2 each and every year. And for a point guard that really runs that offense consistently, that's a pretty good number. And he's always been very efficient with his shooting numbers. Field goal, 3-point, free throw. He's just an efficient dude. His shot just doesn't look right. He looks tentative. And I wonder if it's one of those things where he's saying to himself early on, oh, I don't have it tonight, so I'm going to look to distribute. I'm going to look to do other things. And he just kind of cuts the cord because his consistency, Jason, he had 4 points last night. Then you go 16, 16, 18, 9. His best game of the year by far was 35 points and 14 assists against New York back on November 10th. And he had 6 points the game before that. He played 26 minutes in the previous matchup with New York, second game of the season, 0 of 8. 0 of 7 from beyond the arc. He had a donut. He had 0. He played his number. So it's just this weird inconsistency with him. And I don't know if there's an injury bothering him. I don't know if it's a crisis of confidence, or, by the way, to be fair, since we said this about Keegan yesterday, or if it's just, hey, he's in some random slump and he'll pop out.
Yeah, I think it's, we got to wait and see how this continues. But I mean, he has gone from, being here pretty highly regarded to going to Indiana and being put on another level. And at times he's played like that, but right now he certainly isn't. He's kind of always been a little bit of a media darling. So we'll see if the struggles or the slump lasts longer, how that's perceived. But right now it's still pretty early in that process. But even the team I thought would be doing better than they're doing too.
Well, obviously the Kings won the trade, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We can say that now.
Yeah.
Week 12 in the NFL will officially open tonight, 5:15. Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland. The Browns hosting the Steelers. Jason, Kyle, if you haven't looked already, and I trust you haven't, who is favored? Kyle, you go first. Who is favored and by how much in this game?
Pittsburgh by 20.5. Oh, no, I'm kidding. Let's go 6.5.
Jason Ross.
I think that's the number I was going to go with. I'll just go ramp up 1. Pittsburgh 7.5.
I would have said Pittsburgh 5.5. Pittsburgh's favored by 3.5 in this one, guys.
Wow.
This is another one of those, and I don't know. Right now, it's 38 degrees and raining. I don't know if they're expecting that to turn to snow tonight in Cleveland. I don't know if there's a Steeler that's out tonight. But we've talked about this before. We don't do betting on the show, and you can't bet in California legally, blah, blah, blah. And yes, I know you have a site you can bet on, sir or ma'am, but the rules are you can't. So whatever. My point is, generally where I think these lines come in handy is when we're sitting here at 7 a.m., 10 hours away from kickoff, and you look at a line like that just sticks out. Guys, the over-under on this game is 36.5 points. Just to give you an idea, Lions Colts, they're expected to score around 49.5. Commanders Cowboys 45.5. Niners Packers 47.5. Ravens Chargers 50.5, which by the way is probably big. 36.5 points is your over under. And guys, that is the low total in the NFL so far this week, according to Vegas. So something's going on there.
Well, I'm sure it's weather partly, but too, Pittsburgh. So if we just went to last week, remember they played the Ravens?
Yeah.
They won 18-16, so that would have been under, and they wouldn't have covered. They only won by 2. Like their last 2 wins are by 2 and by 1. Now they played the Ravens and Commanders, but Pittsburgh generally, I don't even know what Pittsburgh's high scoring game. That's right, against the Jets, they went for 37, but they kind of live in that high teens, low 20 number anyway.
Well, and to your point, Cleveland also, which is obviously had a tough year, they're 2-8, and that defense hasn't lived up to the hype. But they gave up 35 to the Saints last week, 27 to the Chargers, 24 to the Ravens, 21 and 20 to the Bengals and Eagles. So they are capable of holding a team rather low. So maybe that's what they're thinking. And if that's the case, probably not the most entertaining game tonight if that lives up, if it's one of those snowy defensive battles, if you will. But all that starts tonight at 5 o'clock. Also, finally, just taking a quick look at week 12. Niners face the Packers. We know that. Ravens at the Chargers. That might be arguably the game of the week, weirdly enough, coming up as well. So we open this week up, Jason. I'll tell you this much: on paper, not a lot of great matchups.
Like you said, though, earlier, though, sometimes those are the weeks that create the upsets, the chaos, the mayhem, and that's what makes the NFL so much fun.
We'll all be watching, that's for sure. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, 1 minute break, 3 for madness. Let's get some grades out on the NFL and NBA so far. And I threw in an NHL question, Jason Ross, before we get to sports business with Kelly Brothers. He is back at 7:28. Just a 1 minute break. We're right back after this.
Join Sacramento State football this Saturday at 2 for the Causeway Classic versus UC Davis. Get your tickets at HornetSports.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, Kelly Brothers coming up in the next segment. We'll talk everything from Netflix and dipping their toe in the world of sports to the WNBA and Deion Sanders. Always good to talk business with Kelly Brothers as he's back from his mini vacation. He'll join us in 12 minutes. In the meantime, it's Kyle Ledbetter filling in for the We Think Fishing. Again, I got to text him right now. Christopher Laud up on the North Coast. We'll check in with him. It's 3 for Madness, question 1.
Question 1. You guys grade the NFL season so far.
The NFL season's made in the playoffs. And I'm trying to take any bias out because the Niners are average. The Raiders aren't great. I'd say a C, Jason. Like I look at it and I go, well, what has really kind of stood out this year? What's the storyline? I mean, the Bills, Steelers and Ravens, the Texans, the Chiefs, everything's really going to chalk. The Eagles, the Lions, Tampa Bay and Atlanta fighting in the NFC South. I would say really the most surprising division of football probably is the NFC West, with the Cardinals leading it and the Niners tied for last place, a 3-way tie. You've got the NFC West. There's one team over 500. That's the Cardinals at 6-4. Everybody else is 5-5. But I don't necessarily think that's a good or fun surprise. I think a lot of stuff's gone to chalk. I don't think there's been a ton of drama this year. So I'd say so far it's been an NFL season. That would be my grade.
Yeah, the fact that it's the NFL is great, but I wrote down C as well. I mean, I don't think it's bad per se, but usually we get, I think, more dramatic games, dramatic moments. I'm thinking back, like some of the things that stand out to me for the season so far might be the situation with Tua.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of startling. Certainly the Hail Mary in the Commanders-Bears game, but the list is kind of short, and that's a little surprising. Now, it still could be coming. It still might be ahead of us, and that's the beauty of the league. That can change. It's still great theater. It's not always super predictable. I still love it, but yeah, I think this time compared to maybe some other years, I'd give it a C about now.
Ooh, I got breaking news, by the way. I'll get more detail on this, but looks like Christopher Lodge.
When it breaks.
Oh, here we go.
When it breaks.
We have it first.
It's Sactown Sports breaking news.
Christopher Lodge not fishing. Apparently he did not go out. And he's now confirmed the weather has eliminated his fishing trip. Let me see here. Are you trying to go out tomorrow or something? Let's see. Or is Chris just screwed? Oh, poor guy. Well, at least he's in that area, but a little windy, a little rainy.
Or did they even get out in that area?
Well, he said he's going to try to go out tomorrow or something. But I don't see as far as on the weather report. I don't see it happening. So maybe we can do, we do one thing around the holidays for charity. Maybe we can all take up a donation collection and get him some crab.
Or get a tank in here and he could fish fish.
Just get a crab pot in a bathtub and just put a bunch of crabs in there and let him put a piece of chicken in the pot. Yeah, something.
Bob for crabs.
Yes.
Yeah, Bob for crabs. it's taking the world by storm. Number 2, please.
Question 2.
All right, let's grade the NBA season so far.
I don't know, man. So you got Cleveland as a surprise and just how well they're doing. The Sixers, the Bucks doing poorly. Maybe the Pistons just being a couple games under 500. Kate Cunningham seems to be coming into his own. By the way, Luka Doncic has suffered a wrist injury. This just came over the wire. He will miss time. Unclear as to how much time he will miss.
Sean said reevaluated in a week.
Okay, so he'll miss at least a week, if not more. Remember, that's reevaluated, not playing. You've got injuries with the Kings and all the stuff we're dealing with here as well. I hate to be similar, Jason, but so far this NBA season has not been overly impressive to me or depressive. It just seems like it's going. I'm waiting for the NBA is the most dramatic league in America. I'm just waiting for that drama to set down.
Now, thinking back, like I said, with the NFL, what are the memories this year? One of them, I think, came very early with LeBron playing with Bronny. Now, for some, they're like, ugh. Yeah. But, I mean, still, that's historic. Probably Fox, the 60-point league. I don't know what it resonated league-wide. Certainly was a big note here.
Sure.
But, yeah, I think we're kind of just slowly getting into the beginning of this NBA season, even though we're already at 15 games. It moves quickly.
Almost said third down. Question 3, please.
Question 3.
Who's hot?
Who's hot? Question. Is there any way possible that you'll ever get into hockey in the NHL?
Yeah, I was thinking about this last night just because we're talking about the NBA and we're talking about the NFL. And I've always said, hey, look, if it gets me to a TV, I'm into it. I don't care what the sport is. It could be like the dog agility. Like I'm into that. And then this is how my brain worked. I was thinking about that, which took me to dog agility, which took me to the fact that I'm literally more into dog agility than I am the NHL. And Jason, I had to ask myself, what could possibly get you into the NHL? I've said it a billion times on this show. I have a ton of respect for the NHL. I mean, they're on ice skating around trying to play soccer with a puck and they fight. Like, it has all of the remnants and ingredients of something I would enjoy, especially since I can watch soccer and I can't present an argument that soccer is more exciting than the NHL. I can't, other than maybe I can see the ball more. It's one of the big sports questions of my life. Why am I not an NHL guy? And I think the conclusion is this. I think we'd have to have a team. I think if we had a team in Sacramento, I would force myself to get into it because I don't care what it is. If it's Sacramento, I'm down for it. And yeah, I think that's it. I just can't get into hockey, man.
Yeah, I think one for me, didn't grow up watching a ton of it, though I watched some, didn't play it at all. That hurt. And then I want to say, Dave, probably, oh man, it's been a long time now, maybe 15 years ago, maybe a little more. I said, before a season, I got into just an independent. I didn't have anybody connected to me. I did a hockey fantasy. I just joined a league because I'm like, this is what'll help me, like fantasy sports. And it did a little bit that year, a little. I wouldn't say that much. And I thought, I just didn't capture me. But again, back to going to hockey games. Those were fun events. I love that. That's really enjoyable. So maybe having a team would be the difference, I guess, because other than that, I just have never been that into it.
Like Russ is on the text right now in the chat saying hockey is boring. And he and I are both soccer fans. But like I said, there's no great argument I've heard or that I can come up with. And I'm on the same page as I said. I prefer soccer to hockey. I can't tell you that soccer is more exciting than hockey. Are you kidding me? It's a smaller rink. They're on skates. It moves a ton faster. There's more scoring. There's fights. There's line substitutions. Like, dude, hockey is objectively far more exciting than soccer. But I love the chess match that is soccer. That's what's exciting me. I also love watching when fights go to the ground and you've got two beautiful jiu-jitsu practitioners going at it. And I think to a lot of people, that's incredibly boring. I totally get it. Paul says my two biggest failures in sports are hockey and motorsports. Yeah, that one's never going to happen, dude. And I know my father's listening right now and grinding his teeth because he is a massive motorsports fan and a massive hockey fan. But Jason, here's the thing, and I can say this from experience. It's not genetic. It's my dad grew up on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And my dad was a gearhead, raced BMW motorcycles, knows how to change the 1.21 gigawatt flux capaciting 4 on the floor, shift on the fly, rack and pinion steering. Like, that's literally all the words I know, and none of them make sense. Like, my dad used to make me change my own oil when I first got a car because you're going to have to know how to do this. And I just go to Jiffy Lube. Like, sorry, I don't want to do it.
They know how to do it.
They know how to do it. I will pay them. So he's a gearhead, and I think that partially got him into it. And he grew up playing hockey because on the East Coast and even in the Midwest, whereas we have soccer fields, they're frozen for half the year. So their soccer fields are hockey rinks at every other school, and people lace up their skates and they go out and they play hockey. That's great. I just maybe if I'd have grown up that way, I'd have gotten into it, but I can't, man. I've tried. Sorry, especially motorsports. Vroom. Here we go. Turn left. Turn left again. I think they have Don't they have the F1 in Vegas coming up? Was it last night or this weekend or something?
Yeah, it's generally in November. I know it's soon, and they signed like a 9-year deal, so this will be year 2 for it.
All right. Well, can't wait. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Kelly Brothers, he is back from vacation. He is here to talk about sports business, and we always love visiting with him. My dad, speaking of, his favorite segment. We'll do that next.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sactown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
If you're looking for an Affordable Care Act health insurance plan, you have good timing. It's the open enrollment period, and there's an easy way to search: Health Markets. At healthmarkets.com, you can see a list of ACA plans available to you in your area. If you have questions, or when you're ready to choose a plan, there are licensed insurance agents ready to help you apply. See how easy it can be to find your next health insurance plan at healthmarkets.com. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide, accepted in Massachusetts.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills that features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's November does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Hi, everybody. Jay Leno here. You know, I love doing live stand-up comedy. No politics, no lectures. I'm not giving you my opinion on every issue of the day. Just nothing but jokes. So come by, check it out, and we'll have a lot of fun. Oh, it's clean, too.
Jay Leno live on stage with special guest Arsenio Hall. Saturday, March 29th, on stage at Hard Rock Live, Sacramento. Tickets are on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
Come on by. Check out the show.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold. This Sunday night at Hard Rock Live, Sacramento. The music, the memories, the Beach Boys. Riding an endless summer wave into 2024. Buy your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss the Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold, live. Joining us now on Sports Sense, certified financial planner Kelly Brothers. Kelly is an advisor with Cap Trust, one of the nation's largest registered investment advisors. Cap Trust counts among its clients numerous pro athletes and pro sports franchises, but most importantly serves many Northern Californians through comprehensive financial planning. Here's Kelly Brothers.
All right, welcome back, Kelly Brothers, joining us. Kelly, how was the I don't want to call it a vacation. It was, you took a few days off, but how was the break, I guess?
It was fantastic, Dave. I was at the mothership in Raleigh, North Carolina, learning some new stuff through Cap Trust, and then joined my family in San Diego, where my son goes to school. So we all hung out there for the weekend, which was great. So overall, good to get away and nice to get home and hear the rain on the roof.
I know we're sports focused, but I've never asked you this before, honestly, and I don't want to drag you into lava here. I'm just curious because you're smart. You know far more than I do about this stuff. What is your overall philosophy on cryptocurrency? And I ask only because here's what I know. I don't know anything about it, but I know that I put money in it and sometimes it goes up and sometimes it goes down. That's the extent of my knowledge, and something about a blockchain. That's it. I've gone far enough.
You obviously have a big breakfast in front of you because you want me to talk for about. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll say that first of all, I think financial advisors like me have been lucky in that we could not put our clients into cryptocurrency.
Oh, okay.
You just couldn't. You could not own it in your Schwab account, your Fidelity account. If someone wanted it, you got to go to Coinbase and open up an account and buy it there. Wow. And that's changing. You will be able to buy what's called an exchange traded fund and own cryptocurrency in the future. I will just say this: it's very volatile. It's the wild, wild west. Not all the rules are in place. There will be pain that will be felt when there's big sell-offs, but there is virtue in a currency which is A, digital, and B, not tied to a sovereign government that is actively trying to debase its own currency, which, one of the paths out of the incredible debt hole the U.S. finds itself in is to inflate its own currency. I mean, that's just that's just econ 101. I'm not saying they're doing that all the time or they're actively looking to debase our currency, but it certainly is an option. And for most people, Dave, I'll just say, hey, whatever you want in cash, keep some of it in dollars and keep some of it in either gold or some form of crypto if you believe in it and know what you're doing.
That's what Wu-Tang said, Jason. You got to diversify your portfolio.
That's right.
Yeah, even diversify your cash portfolio, because you could hold all the cash in the world, but if that currency is debased, what do you hold? Dust.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Kelly, Friday was on Netflix. We saw Paul versus Tyson, and Netflix, a lot like other entities, trying to dip their toe in sports. What did they learn about that? Where's that kind of going for them?
Yeah, a big picture, though, let's just look at it this way. I mean, this week you have Comcast saying we are going to get rid of our cable channels. We are going to just get off of our balance sheet CNBC, MSNBC, Sci-Fi, Golf Channel, USA, Oxygen. We're done because people are cutting cords like crazy. They're not growth businesses. As a matter of fact, they're shrinking. So the move toward streaming via Netflix or Peacock or Amazon, I mean, it's real. So since last week, Netflix, well, first of all, as we all know, it was very glitchy. So they have some technical issues to hammer out. They've been sued by people who said the fight was fixed. And Mr. Paul basically said, yeah, I kind of let up on the gas and I didn't want to hurt anyone. So whether that's fixed or not, or just a guy being nice, I'll let you decide. But they did have 65 million viewers in the U.S., 105 million around the world. They're getting ready for their NFL doubleheader, which is Christmas Day. Beyonce singing, not talking, but singing at halftime. And what I'll just point out to you, despite all the noise around the glitchiness and the lawsuits and everything else, since the fight, Netflix has added about $25 billion in market cap. In other words, their stock is up about 7% going back to last Friday. So they got out of it what they wanted, and they'll fix the technical issues, I'm sure of it. But the guys, the direction is clear. These big events are going to streaming, and you're either going to pay for it or go to your friend's house who does pay for it.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, Kelly. I mean, we look at the horizon, and you work in a business where a part of it is trying to look at markets and look at trends and ups and downs and all arounds. And if we were to apply that same philosophy to how things are broadcast, it does seem like, let's put it back in financial terms, I might be a sell on, not a hold, not a buy, but a sell on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, your traditionals, because that doesn't it seem not likely, but almost completely imminent that our kids, our grandkids, or whatever, there's going to be at least a period where the NFL and everything else is basically going to be Apple, Netflix, Amazon, and then maybe some other pieces. Networks, it seems, are a dying breed when it comes to this, because they just don't have the money to compete. Let's be honest. They can't compete with Apple or Amazon or Netflix.
No, they can't. Like I've said, I think once before, I'm actually surprised the Super Bowl is still on TV. But the model is changing. You look at some of the numbers of viewership on some of these cable channels, especially post-election. I mean, Golston and Edie are getting bigger numbers than some of these cable channels just in this area. So, and they're national. So, it is the trend is clear. And now you've got a company saying, listen, these entities are kind of, an albatross around our neck, and we need to get rid of them because they're not growing. And so we're going to spin them off, because everything on this, when you look at stock prices, it's all based on your earnings potential and your growth potential. And they don't have any. People are cutting the cord and moving on. Now there's going to be a shakeout at some point here. You can't own, if you just go and buy every streaming service, it's like it was, in the old, you're paying as much as you ever did. So people are going to have to figure out, all right, what do I really want to own in terms of streaming? But they'll do that. That's going to be a personal decision.
Kelly, as far as, we always follow the money with you here. Deion Sanders at Colorado, they've got a great season going. There's rumors about him in the NFL. He's already said, no, I got my kickstand down. I'm staying. I'm not interested, but I got to believe people will be targeting him. What do you think about Deion now and where he might be?
Yeah, I just want to point out that he's paying, he's getting paid less than half what some of the top coaches are in the country. He's making just under $6 million a year. So if nothing else, Deion's in for a big raise. Now he can, if he wants to stay, he can. I mean, this is a guy who has completely turned around Colorado. Not only that, two of his players look like they're going to be number 1 and number 2 in the NFL draft. Number 1, and that never happens. And so to me, Deion, the only question for Deion is, do you want to go to Florida State? Sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
Or do you want to go to the Dallas Cowboys and maybe coach your son? Or do you want to stay where you are and have your compensation doubled? Because it's going to be one of those 3 options, most likely for Deion. But he was seen as a little bit of a gimmick, but no, man, what he's done with the Buffaloes is real, and he'll get paid for it one way or the other. He has to decide where he wants to be, especially with his son, leaving the program, graduating out.
Yeah, I'm obviously biased there. Would love to see him at Florida State. There's a huge buyout with Mike Norvell, but you want to talk about, and I talk about Florida State more. You get more Florida State coverage on this show than I think any other show in California. I think it's safe to say, because the ties there. But let's be honest, Florida State's one of the biggest stories in college football this year, because they went from an undefeated season last year and being out of the playoffs and that whole controversy to basically they gave up. Like I don't know that I have ever seen a team go, and they lost a couple guys. They lost their quarterback. They lost Jared Verse. They lost Renardo what's his face with the Niners. They lost some guys in the NFL, don't get me wrong, but it's like they just said, nah, we're not recruiting, we're good. And they've lost a ton of recruits that were already in the bag. So I do think they're going to buy out Norvell. I think they're going to offer Deion, who obviously went to Florida State. He's got ties there. But to your point, if it turns into a bidding war between Florida State University and the Dallas Cowboys, FSU ain't winning. They got money. They don't got Dallas Cowboy money.
Yeah, Deion's kickstand will be in Dallas, no doubt about it. But Dave, you ought to just write a check. Just write a check, buy Norvell out. And no, I mean, my fear, I got to be honest with you. I mean, Notre Dame's had a great year, short one game. But they're in line if they can win out, if they can beat an undefeated Army team and then a dangerous USC team. If they can win out, they'll be in the playoff and they'll probably host a game. But my fear is that Ohio State loses a game here. They fire Ryan Day and they come after Marcus Freeman, who played at Ohio State. But, and I don't know if he'd go or not. He might, though, if the number's big enough. I mean, we just saw what Indiana's coach just got, which is no one at Indiana thought they'd ever pay that for a football coach.
No.
No, it's big money now. I don't know if I told you guys, I was at a Notre Dame event and listening to the athletic director, and he said, hey, next year we have in our budget a line item for $22 million for direct payments to athletes. That they believe that will be the court-appointed number, that the court will say that'll be the cap on what you can pay athletes. So he said, we've never had that in our budget before, but we're going to be paying off some amount, and we have it in our budget as $22 million direct payment to athletes next year. So that landscape continues to shift.
Yeah, actually, Kelly, I heard that number too, about that maybe a college number, and it's weird that there really is a cap, but it almost makes you wonder, okay, if that's the number that's allowed, then is it going to be almost like the old days where wink, wink, we found some other money as well?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Outside forces will be able to pay what they want. But I'm just saying in direct school checks from the school to the athlete, that's what it's going to be. And that's above and beyond the education that these kids allegedly are getting as well. And guys, I know you got to go soon. I just want to point out, Dave was kind enough to get me in line with Mr. Nagel after the big announcement about the ownership of the soccer team and the new stadium downtown and all that. So the latest Bite Size Finance podcast, which is already dropped, is my conversation with Kevin Nagel, who I found to be just a great conversationalist, very easy to talk to, with an incredibly compelling story of where he came from to get to where he is today. Not just a guy with wealth, but a guy who truly cares about his community and is changing it. I mean, every year he's doing something to change it. So, Dave, appreciate you getting me in touch, and that's already on wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
I think most importantly, did you guys say some nice stuff about me, Kelly? I mean, that's
no. Well, I mean, off mic, we
he is a great story, and I encourage everybody to listen to that podcast. He really is, rags to riches and then some. Kelly, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Good to
Great
have
to
you
be back. Thanks, guys. Good
We'll
to
talk
see
to you next week. Okay, that's Kelly Brothers. He is good at business. We will take a break when we come back. All right, let's get into some Kings notes. Hey, they've got a few off days going on. A lot of charitable work happening around the holidays that a lot of the players are doing. You may have seen them around town, but let's take a look at the season and what's coming up as well. Just a general Kings conversation. 1-800-920-1140 is your phone number. 916-339-1140 is your text line. Don't forget, coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, Causeway Classic tickets to give away as well. We'll do all that, right after this.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL?
Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow. Sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. And participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you gotta drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with 0 down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. Hey, little Toto there for you, Jason.
Little Toto.
Little Toto. I'm gonna try this in this segment, Jason, to as I'm working on this new board I have at home. I should, in theory, be able to play things off of my phone, which is just a terrible idea. But being that we were just talking about Deion Sanders with Kelly Brothers, this is a sit down Deion had with Ice Cube, and there's a reason I'm playing this, and it will hopefully work. I think it might raise some eyebrows, if you will. Here we go. No, oh, you know what? Hey, Jason, you know what I have to do? When you want to play something via Bluetooth, you definitely want to connect it to your board via Bluetooth.
Step one.
Bluetooth isn't going to work if you can't connect it. That would be step one. All right, let's see if I did that here.
What about Green Tooth?
You in my situation. Help them get to the next level.
Come on.
I can.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
But should it go past that, or
what do you mean past that?
Let him go to the NFL, continue to coach his son.
Hey, hey, come on now. Why not? Especially if it's in a Raider uniform. No, come on, baby. Oh, man, don't get me to acting a fool. You know what I mean? That would be a dream come true as a fan of the Raiders, or as the president of the Raider Nation. You know what I mean? I do approve this message.
So they were having a conversation. Were you guys able to hear that? Okay, was that low? Okay. That's Ice Cube and Deion Sanders on a stage. I don't know how long ago this was. I just picked it up, talking about, well, what would you do for your son if you were in the situation? Ice Cube has a son, O'Shea, who is an actor, and obviously I'm sure helped him. He was in the NWA biopic as well, playing his own dad. But when you look at the position the Raiders are in right now, when you look at they really need a quarterback, Deion Sanders' son is in the conversation heavily for #1 pick in the draft. So you talk about Deion going somewhere. We mentioned Florida State, we mentioned the Cowboys. But in the world of LeBron and Bronny James, maybe we're not focusing enough on the idea of Deion Sanders going to the NFL to coach his son, who may in fact be the #1 pick, and that may in fact go to the Raiders.
And/or Cowboys.
You're right. Yeah. Although they have Dak Prescott, but
True. Yeah, I guess it goes to, look, he's already coached his son. Not that it doesn't mean he can't do it in the NFL. I honestly don't know what Deion wants, and I think the good spot for Deion is, you already brought up Florida State. I think there'll be other schools that might be interested, certainly maybe some NFL teams. He's going to have choices, but I truly don't know what he wants.
Right. Yeah, I don't. He said his kick stands down.
Yeah. Man. But that's also, the thing you need to say right now. You're still at a job, right? I mean,
right. Yeah,
I won't hold him if he takes, we find out in a month he takes another job. I'm like, you said your kickstand was.
Yeah, go read some of his comments about Jackson State before he took the Colorado job.
Yeah, I'm sure he had no plans of leaving until there were other options. You're as good as your options, right? And if you got other options and they appeal to you more, then that kickstand goes. I mean, it's kickstand. You can move that.
De'Aaron Fox was also he was on with Paul Pierce and Friends on I think this is on Fox, and just interesting to hear De'Aaron outside of the media bubble here in Sacramento. Here he is talking to Paul about his recent run.
Over the weekend, bro, you scored 109 points. Guys don't even play back-to-back no more. Now, only Kobe, you hear me? Let me tell you something. Only Kobe did that. How does that feel when, like, I'm watching you year in, year out, and I feel like you've improved every single year? Like, how does that feel, and how do you feel about your game right now?
You know what's crazy? So I look at it, and I'm like, 49 seemed like it's so far from 50, and then like 109 seemed like it's so far from 110, even though obviously it's right there. But I'm like, man, if I would have just made one of them free throws at the end of the game or made my first free throw of the game that I missed, I'm like, I could be like, it would have been a tie, or I might have even been ahead. But no, I mean, whenever you have it on, you got it on. Obviously, we were missing guys, but I think I was just in a groove. And Luke Laux, one of our assistant coaches, is like, you touch the paint this many times on average. Can we up this by 3 or 4 drives per game? Now you might get fouled two more times. We might get an open 3 for somebody else 1 or 2 more times. And that was just the emphasis that I had. And the game I scored 60, I touched the paint. I mean, I drove the ball 30 times. And then the game I had 49, I think I drove the ball 25 times. Like, those are like out of this world type of numbers. And I want to be, as consistent in that department, because then free throws comes. Then I get to the rim more. Then, defense has to collapse and I can kick it out to open shooters even more. So that's really the point of emphasis. Nothing else really changed.
Interesting that he, even in those performances, Jason, dude's thinking about the free throws he missed, the 50, et cetera, that he could have had. That's just a competitor in him.
Well, and that's all of us, right? Like, I think we've all probably said this, whatever your best golf round is ever, like, put the number, I've never shot this. And then you get there and you go, oh yeah, but I bogeyed that one hole, or I had that double bogey, or I missed that putt. We always know what else was still attainable. And De'Aaron was about as great as you could be, but he knew he left some points out there.
One more clip I want to play for you, because this one really got me thinking. We can take this into the next hour. This is Austin Rivers talking about De'Aaron Fox on their podcast.
24 hours. Yeah, that was insane. He was cutting up. And I can't help but think, is this the most underrated player in the NBA? Because if he played for, a New York market, LA, or just a bigger market in general, the guy, the way he plays, how good he is, I just don't feel like he's talked about when it comes to other point guards. Shout out to D Fox, man. He's cold. 2 games, as great as they were, it doesn't put him in like the MVP race. But the way he's playing, he's 26 years old. This could be him entering his prime. We don't know that. 100%. You know what I mean? 100. That's another thing. The NBA is so young now that we count guys out. By the time they get to like 26, 27, thought he was older, right? Yeah, bro, he's entering his prime right now. A couple more games like that, and if they win, you start to throw him in that conversation. Even if you don't win MVP, being on the Kia ladder is a huge deal. And, people don't realize it can lead to an all-NBA team, which triggers certain things in these guys' contracts, man. It's a big deal. So shout out to D Fox, really cooking up.
Jason, is that right? Kind of ashamed he's 26.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought he was 27. Not that makes a difference. Dude, isn't that crazy to think about? Just to step back, it seems like De'Aaron Fox has been with this team for like 10 years, and he's 26. They're 100% right. He's entering his prime right now.
Yeah. Yeah. He and Sabonis.
That's a pretty cool thing to think about. I mean, look, we're going to get the eyebrows raised that, this is a year where he can get a nice, big, fat max extension. He's pushing for all NBA. But you know what? Guess what? Okay. then do it. You know, if it ain't my money, and if he's gonna make all NBA this year and get that extension, that means he has to have a pretty damn good year. I'll take 2. I will happily take 40% of our starting lineup as all NBA players. I'm good with that.
Yeah. And, you know, when they were asked about like underrated or appreciated, I mean, I think the biggest thing for him and for the team is he needs to win more. But honest question, like I would say most people have SGA somewhere up near the top of an MVP race right now.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Honestly,
what's the difference?
Okay, I would say, I mean, you're asking. I would say the first difference, you just asked me this question. I would say the first thing that stands out to me is the teams, their win totals. Yeah. You know, that's
but I'm going those two head to head.
Not a ton.
I mean, right now, literally, there's a fraction of a point difference in scoring. I mean, right now, De'Aaron's 28-8, SGA is 28-7.
Where are they at? And I'm just kind of curious, where are they at in steals? Because I know they effectively tied last year.
Let's see. Fox is at 1.7. SGA is at 1.8 per game. Fox is shooting 50.6. SGA 50.
Even their true shooting percentages aren't that far apart. It's like SGA 615, Fox 6. Where was it? 607.
Yeah, SGA is a little ahead, like 0.1 ahead in rebounds, a little ahead in assists.
I'm bringing up their head-to-head right now.
I mean, everybody's picking SGA ahead, and I'm not even faulting that. I just think there was a time where people would say, like, oh, yeah, way ahead. Why? I mean, honestly, why?
You know what's really interesting, too, guys, is that when you look at their numbers, and as you said, SGA has a 10th more of a rebound. He has 6/10 more of an assist. They have the same steals. I mean, SGA has one more block a game. De'Aaron's shooting better from the field and from three. SGA's got it by 6 points free throw. Their expected field goal, De'Aaron Fox has him by a point. But here's where the analytics get really weird. Box plus minus, SGA's at 9.6 to De'Aaron's 1.7. Value over replacement player, SGA's at 1.6 over De'Aaron's 0.5. And this is sometimes the problem with analytics when you look at, like, they hide things. For example, a guy's going to get a boost defensively, even if he's a crap defender. If he's surrounded by great defenders, you're just going to get a boost defensively. You're going to look like you're a better defender. There's a few examples there. I have a very difficult time believing that SGA is 8 points better in box plus minus than De'Aaron Fox. There's some sort of issue there that the numbers aren't picking up. If you put a gun to my head and I had to vote for one of them right now, I think SGA has the tiniest of edges. And the main part of that is just the record of the team.
Right. No, and I'm not dismissing. I mean, I agree with it. I just think for some the gap would be larger. Like they say, oh, he's really not in the MVP conversation. But why? Why wouldn't he be? I mean, again, I'm not saying he's the leader. If you're having a list of 10 to 12 players,
sure,
De'Aaron Fox is having one of the best seasons in the league right now. And so, again, he's not the leader, shouldn't be considered right now. But the other question we always ask is, like, if you flip those guys on each team, De'Aaron's probably doing just fine on OKC, and SGA is probably doing just fine on the Kings as well. They're both really good players.
We'll go around the NBA next, including saying goodbye to a long-time voice of the NBA. No, he didn't die, just retiring. Don't want to freak you out there. Also, a longtime voice on the network is saying goodbye. A TV show on its last legs. We talked about social media at the start of the show. Someone's taking a break from that. Probably a really good idea. And more as we get in the second half of the program, right after Jason gives you a nice word about Sac State, right here on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
Introducing TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN+. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit tglgolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable. Available where fuel additives are sold.
Introducing TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN Plus. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit tglgolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
Hey, it is Causeway Week. That means Sacramento State and UC Davis square off again. This time it is the 70th Causeway Classic. Saturday, Hornet Stadium. It's a big day out there as well. It's part of Native American Heritage Day and a salute to seniors for that senior class at Sacramento State that's done a lot of winning and won 3 Big Sky championships. The UC Davis Aggies having a great season. The Hornets and Aggies renew their rivalry Saturday, 2 o'clock, Hornet Stadium. Tickets on sale now at hornetsports.com. And remember, Stingers up.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Check, check, and check. That's the sound of me getting a jump start on my holiday list. But I can't take all the credit. Kohl's makes it too easy. I got my daughter a mini instant camera, my husband his favorite cologne, my sister Kookaburra by UGG slippers, and that's just the beginning. Then I got 20% off some of my other gifts. Yep, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Select styles. Offer valid to November 23rd. Coupons do not apply to Tech, Sephora at Kohl's, and Kookaburra by UGG. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto. Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at babbel.com, BABBEL.com.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Black Friday savings on now on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates, every new 2025 half-ton LT, RST, LTZ, and High Country in stock at Maida Chevy.
Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, and other offers. Ends 12/1/24. Source internet search 11/2/24.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sactown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
1-920-1140. Steven, welcome back in. Held for quite a long time the other day. Hopefully not as long a hold this time. Good morning, Steven.
Dude, you guys have a show to run, and I could be on hold all day long, dude. Not like I would want to, but it's because I love you guys, man. You guys have a show to run too, and I always derail the shows. So, I mean, here I am.
Dude, I derail the show all the time, and I host it, so don't feel bad. It's a safe space, Steven. Go ahead.
Oh, it's always a safe space. I appreciate you guys, man. We got a game tomorrow. Am I mistaken there, or am I correct?
You're correct.
Oh, perfect, man. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Been sick the past couple of days, so I've been hanging out at home, and boys, have been boring. So yeah, you do. By the way, on a side note, Las Vegas Formula One race is happening this weekend, and I believe practice 1 and practice 2 start tomorrow, and I believe they're doing a sprint race, which is a small, 15-lap shootout to on Saturday, and the results of that little shootout race determine the starting position for Sunday. So it's going to be really exciting this weekend. So if you guys have a chance, man, I would highly recommend checking it out, because there was nothing like seeing Formula One cars go 205 down the Vegas Strip, and I mean, it is an absolute spectacle. And plus, Kyle, this one's for you, buddy. You got 43-year-old Fernando Alonso from Spain, who has been rocking Formula One since 2001 at 43 years old. You think LeBron James has some longevity? You got 43-year-old Fernando Alonso, who has been in a Formula One car since 2001.
Let me ask you a question, Steven.
Did he leave his blinker on?
What was that?
Never mind.
I'm just gonna take a stab here.
Okay.
If I'm driving, let's say a 2008 Chevy pickup, and I hear a knocking coming from the hood while I'm driving, just kind of a type of thing, what would be?
I'd pull over immediately, first off.
Say that again.
I'd pull over immediately, first off, because that could be a number of things, man. You could have a cylinder that's ready to file for divorce. You know what I mean? And ready to evacuate itself from the motor.
Okay.
You could have loose valve train. So anything that's in the top part of that motor, your valves, your rockers, your rods, your springs. If you've had any work done on that before, you could, something could be loose. You could have a bad mechanic and he didn't torque something down, and now you got something that could cause catastrophic failure. You know what I'm saying?
And just last thing here, just help me out. What does, when you say a cylinder, what is, just in 20 seconds or less, what does a cylinder do in a car?
It contains the pistons, which provides the power. So you have best way to do this. You have a 4-stroke motor. All your motors are 4 strokes. So you have intake, which the piston comes down to bring in air. You have compression, which compresses the air. You have power, which the piston comes back down at the same time. That power stroke is where the fuel air mixture. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk, dude. Is where the fuel air mixture ignites, and then it compresses back up for the exhaust portion of the stroke, the last one, in which it.
Thank you. So it's kind of the point I'm making. You could have, like, when you said the piston, it contains the pistons, which have the power, I immediately thought of Cade Cunningham.
Jalen Duren.
Yeah, Jalen Duren. You literally could have just made all of that up, and I would have no idea you're lying. And I know you're not. I know that's real. I know you, obviously you know your stuff. Now, I was just taking a stab, you being an F1 fan, I was just taking a stab in the dark that I could ask you car questions and you'd start going into your TED Talk. And that just kind of, I think, underlines the point we were talking about earlier. If you know vehicles and you understand it, I think the race sports are for you.
Yeah.
If you're like me and the extent of your knowledge of vehicles is, does it go? Does it take gas or electric? And how does the stereo work? For me, I'm looking at the race results this year for F1. I see Verstappen, Sainz, Leclerc, Norris, Hamilton, Verstappen. Here's my extent of knowledge about F1. They go super fast. They do a bunch of turnies. And once somebody's in the lead, like, good luck passing them. And I watch for 5 minutes and then I'm like, dude, okay, I get it. It's like wrestling, man. Like, I appreciate and respect the immense amount of skill it takes to do what they do, but I don't understand any of it. I'd much rather watch a dog weave its way through poles.
And that when they do their tourneys.
And when they do their tourneys. Because dogs don't have blinkers, Jason.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying. That's why I asked him that. Like, and I guarantee if I brought Paul Riddle on, who's our resident race hound, well, that didn't sound right. Our resident racing hound. I'm pretty sure Paul would know how to change the oil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did you understand anything Steven was? I understood like 5 words.
Oh, no, I passed out for a little bit.
I just started naming pistons in my head as soon as he said pistons. I was like, Fontecchio, Duran, Beasley, a Thompson twin, Tobias Harris. And then he stopped talking.
Yeah.
All right. Look, I screwed all that up. Let's take a break. Let's get back. We're going to combine these two next breaks as well, along with the question I want to run by you, Jason, from the text line regarding De'Aaron Fox as well. So we'll get to everything I teased before. Plus, we have injuries in the NBA as well we have to get to, all coming up right after this.
Join Sacramento State football this Saturday at 2 for the Causeway Classic versus UC Davis. Get your tickets at HornetSports.com.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you. Lightning and the thunder. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Carmichael Dave. He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, 916-339-1140. Dave, I've been listening to you guys for years. You guys have a great show, but that was absolutely an F+ guess. Nobody cares about racing.
Our recurring guest.
Steven. Yes, and I like the idea of referring to our callers as recurring guests. We love Steven. Steven is an absolute core member of the program, along with our many lovely chatters and texters that show up. We could not do the show without them. And I'm going to stand in front of Steven here. Steven did exactly what I asked him to do, and I was making a very broad point in asking him the question, which the point is, again, you got to be into cars for the most part to be into racing. And if you're not into cars, you're not into racing. And I just never, Jason, for me, it never turned me on to be sitting on a Sunday afternoon with my buddy coming over while we were, elbows deep in the hood of a 1968 truck with, pistons and things, and drinking Bud Lights and listening to Leonard Skinner. That's just, that's a great weekend for some. Like, there are people that legit enjoy that. I'm not at all ripping it. Like, God bless, good for you. And you're the guy I come to and pay because I'm less of a man and don't know anything about cars. And I go, can you fix my car, please? And then you overcharge me probably. And that's my fault. And my dad, I guarantee you, is shaking his head right now going, is this what I raised?
So disappointed.
But I would say for the most part, like any sport, the more you understand about it, the more you are into that sport. Also on the text line, Jason, wanted to bring this to you on the Fox conversation. Fox had a career year last year. The team didn't even make the playoffs. That doesn't sound like an MVP to me. It is 8-9 seasons here. Fox has 0 playoff series wins, but hey, that's worth a super max I guess. And Jason, I don't think that's fair. I understand the point, but I don't know if is the reason the Kings didn't make the playoffs last year because of De'Aaron Fox?
No, not him. I mean, injuries by the end of the year, I think, was probably the biggest factor. But I go to the last playing game. De'Aaron was pretty spectacular, and he needed some help on the last one. Then they would have been a playoff team, but they weren't. That's the reality. And I don't put last year on De'Aaron Fox by any means.
I just don't know in Sacramento after all these years where it's, it's tough to get anybody to come here, Mar DeRozan aside, and you have a guy that is 26 that loves the city, that can score, will dish, is a great on-ball defender, led the league in steals last year. That's the price of admission, dude. You may look at that and go, okay, well, that's a lot of money. You're right, that's a lot of money. And if he doesn't get it here, he's going to get it somewhere else. And then what do? Let's say you let De'Aaron Fox go, or you trade him. Are you getting back better?
Right. That's the thing. I think it's like I don't know if it's supply and demand, but it's like, how do you replace what you're losing? Maybe there's a similar comp to Brock Purdy, right? For the 49ers. Is his value that he's going to get likely from them? Would he get that if he was on the open market? I don't know that he does, but that's the value he is for the 49ers. They need him. He's been a great quarterback. That's the value De'Aaron is for the Kings. He's been a really good King. He's going to end up as one of, if not the greatest Sacramento King of all time. And he is entering his prime. He still has more good years left. And I think if you lost him, the thing is, how on earth would you replace him? And I think it would be more detrimental. So you basically kind of have to do it. And I don't think in the have to, it's not like they're regretting it or have nerves about it. I think it falls in line with kind of the price of business.
Well, in the meantime, LeBron James is taking a break from social media. So,
okay.
Everyone, I know MC's heartbroken. I know a number of people are. Honestly, I think all athletes should take a break from social media. I think we should all take a break from social media. It's just a matter of having the discipline to do it. But LeBron went on yesterday, and I don't even know what was it. Somebody called him a liar, or so. He was just getting tired of it. He was getting tired of the stuff and wants to lock in and focus. And hey, let's be honest, whatever he's doing, it's working, because those Lakers are continuing to do pretty decent. I would say overperforming what most people had them doing so far. Third place, 10-4, just one game out of the 1 seed in the very, very tough Western Conference. And when you look at LeBron James's numbers, 23.5 points, 8 boards, 9.4 assists. I think he had 4 straight triple doubles going. When you look at just his month of November alone, he's damn near averaging a triple double. Yeah, he had 4 straight. And Jason, I don't know if you know this or not, but he's 39 years old. He'll be 40 December 30th. So hey, there's that.
Yeah, and talking about MVP, he's on that list, but AD is even a little bit higher than him according to some. But it's just amazing what he's doing, and this isn't the first time for him though to say he's going to step away from social media. I think he's done that a lot in the playoffs before, but yeah, here he is kind of making that stance, at least publicly, that he's going to step away for a while.
Hubie Brown saying goodbye. What is Hubie, like 90? Isn't he
91?
91. And I look, I don't listen to every single Hubie Brown call, but I don't feel like he's taking a step back. Like, why retire? What are you going to do, Hubie?
Right, exactly. Keep going if you can keep going.
Yeah. You're going to sit and watch the NBA in your Florida home in the afternoon while eating a tuna fish or egg salad sandwich? Like, what are we doing?
And he'll just be commentating anyway from his couch.
Yes. And obviously I'm saying all this. Of course, there's a possibility, with Hubie being 91, there's medical reasons or something. We certainly hope Hubie's just deciding to go play golf, or I don't know what the hell Hubie does, but he's certainly a long time, not just voice of the NBA, but hey, I'm old enough to remember when Hubie was known more as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
than a voice. Luka's got a wrist injury. Luka Doncic, he will be reevaluated in a week. Paul George left last night's game with a hyperextended knee. We've got some notes, by the way, Bobby Marks put out, Jason, we'll get to in a bit, on just how screwed the Sixers are. Let's just put it this way. Whatever they got, that's what they got. Because they got a lot of restrictions. I'll start with one. Joel Embiid can't be traded this year.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's that. There's that. And finally, Around the Horn in its final season. I will admit, you know how sometimes we hear about somebody passing away and kind of ashamedly we go, oh God, I thought they left us a long time ago. I don't think I've watched Around the Horn. Nothing against it. I used to watch it all the time. I don't think I watched Around the Horn probably in 6 years.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too. I used to kind of that, and Pardon the Interruption was kind of a regular staple for me, but I haven't seen Around the Horn in a long time. It's going to come to an end next year in 2025.
2025. Always remember Tony Reale. What a great character arc. He was Stat Boy on Pardon the Interruption, and then parlayed that into hosting his own show for a long, long time. Hopefully they'll keep him going. We'll take a break. When we return, 4 down territory, Thursday Night Football, Deion Sanders, Eli Manning, and Giants quarterbacks in general. Speaking of Eli Manning, we'll get to all that coming up right after this.
DC here for Folsom Lake Kia, where they make car shopping easy with a huge selection of new Kia models, low payments, and 0 down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, your trusted dealer in Folsom for over 25 years. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Get deals all month during Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, get an extra 10% off Whirlpool major appliances, like the new Maytag front-load laundry system with a Pet Pro filter that lifts and captures pet hair from clothes. Shop these deals in-store or online now, because Lowe's knows deals. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 11/6 through 12/4. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details.
At the law offices of Dale R. Gomes, we understand that when you're facing a crisis, you need more than just a lawyer. You need a team. Our dedicated attorneys work together, combining decades of experience to guide you through personal injury or criminal defense matters with care and expertise. We're committed to supporting you every step of the way, ensuring your voice is heard and your rights are protected. With offices in Sacramento and El Dorado County, reach out to the law offices of Dale R. Gomes today, 916-999-9033, or online at DaleGomesLaw.com. Hey, Sacramento Kings fans, join us at Tom's Watch Bar for an exclusive Sacramento Kings watch party on Friday, November 22nd versus the LA Clippers. Complete with 360-degree viewing, surround sound, MCs, giveaways, and prizes. See you there. Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
It's time for the Sactown Sports live events calendar, the hottest live events lineup just for you. Kicking things off for comedy fans, don't miss David Spade bringing his sharp wits at Hard Rock Live Sacramento on November 22nd, followed by the hilarious Russell Peters lighting up the stage the next night, November 23rd. Then get ready to feel those good vibrations with the legendary Beach Boys on November 24th at Hard Rock Live. And for classic rock lovers, the Black Crowes are rocking the same stage November November 30th. All of these are brought to you by our friends at Live Nation. The original Jersey Boys, Midtown Men, are bringing their holiday show to Thunder Valley on December 8th. Then kicking off the year in style, country stars Dylan Scott and Jackson Dean are hitting Thunder Valley on January 10th. And the one and only Bill Engvall will be there too, cracking up the crowd on January 11th. Don't miss these incredible events coming your way, and stay tuned for more info. To get details, head to Sactownsports.com.
Carmichael Dave with a simple question. What are you thankful for this year? So many things to consider, but one thing we can all agree on is a well-running vehicle to get you where you need to go each and every day. Jiffy Lube would like to say thank you to all their customers this November. Whether a weekend road trip to Lake Tahoe or your daily commute to work, Jiffy Lube has you covered. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1984. Visit jiffylube.com today to find a location near you, generous oil change coupons, and more. Happy Thanksgiving and holiday driving from Jiffy Lube.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross. My dog barking in the background. Kyle Ledbetter filling in for Chris Roulade, who missed his fishing trip today due to inclement weather. We'll try again tomorrow. So I'm rooting for him to be safe. Speaking of the F1, here's a note for you, Jason. Las Vegas, where the F1 race is being held, is expecting more than 1,000 private jets for this weekend race. All airports will be fully booked. Each plane will pay $1,000 to $10,000 in landing, handling, and parking fees. Vegas had the second busiest airport in the country after last year's race. And I know you and I both know normally when we take the KHTK plane there, it's like $100.
Yeah, we get a deal. We call ahead.
Yeah, we call ahead. We get a deal. I mean,
who flies I never know who's our pilot of the KHTK plane.
Who is our pilot? Oh, Bobby in promotions.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Isn't that who we'd pick? Wouldn't it be Bobby?
We would have a fun plane.
Actually, I probably wouldn't pick Bobby.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anyone better than Bobby to fly the plane?
Oh, also, I hope I'm okay with this. I think I am because it was sent out. I don't think we've mentioned this yet, Jason, and I'll be light on the mentioning to respect the personal life. But congratulations to our fearless leader, Jose, who welcomed in a brand new P1, as we call it in the business, he and his lovely wife, to the Sactown Sports family earlier this week, I believe. So it is their first, and good luck on sleeping.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
Yeah, congrats on the brand new bebe.
Congrats on the brand new bebe and all that comes with it. All right, second half of the program well underway. Jason Ross, we got 4 down territory to get to. Kyle Ledbetter, roll the music and let's go, baby.
All right, first down here. Thursday night football. Who you got, Steelers or Browns?
Well, I got the Steelers. But this, we talked earlier about how the Steelers are just 3.5-point favorites, and also the what are you looking at, Jason?
I'm looking at Gus the same way Gus is looking at me.
Gus is not a fan of being on camera. If you're on YouTube, you can see he's oh God, Nacho, Jesus, she is clawing. Nacho is clawing. Nacho is a jealous person, and if a jealous dog, and if she's not being picked up and Gus is, she gets very, very upset. There you go, YouTubers. Now you have 2 of the 3 dogs as Gracie is off chewing something. I will go obviously Steelers, but I do think this is going to be one of them weathery defensive battles. I don't know if this is going to be an exciting game, but I do know it has that kind of throwback feel to it, if you will.
Can you, at some point before the end of the show, have all 3 dogs at once?
Oh my God! Yeah, go ahead and answer. Let me see if
we've got two.
We've got two of the three.
Well, the problem is Gus is the Gus does not like any of this, and he is quite the wiggly. Go ahead and answer. Let me see. I got Gracie right here.
I'm going to go with the. I mean, this isn't a shock. I'm going to pick the Steelers as well. I like the way they've been playing all season. They're so well coached. They can win games in multiple ways. They've won games where they haven't scored touchdowns. They've got two of them, in fact, where they've had 6 field goals by Boswell, and they've won 2 of those games this last week. And then earlier in the year, there it is. Earlier in the year against Atlanta, they did it as well. All right, those dogs look super comfortable.
Yeah, they are all so happy. Well, Nacho's loving. Nacho doesn't care. She's shivering as she constantly is. She is constantly cold, as is every female I've ever met. She needs warmth. Gus does not want to be here at all, and he is snorting his disapproval. Gracie is just looking for somebody to chew on or something to get into, and one of them is definitely going to pee on me at some point. Second, oh God, nope, that's not pee. Second down.
This is just the cutest thing ever. I just have to say. We talked about it earlier. Deion Sanders says he has a kickstand down and is not interested in leaving Colorado. But if the NFL really did call, do you think he would leave?
I do, and I wouldn't blame him one bit for it. You know, you're trying to, if he has an opportunity to coach his son in the NFL, and I don't know that that's why he'd leave, but if you have the opportunity to do that, you get paid more. Obviously, I would think it's a lifelong dream to be able to do that. Then why wouldn't you do something like that? Go for it, Deion.
Yeah, I mean, like when I say I don't think it's a money thing, there would be obviously huge financial incentives to do so. But it's kind of the challenge of the next level, and coaching greats. They have them in college, but there's a little bit of different thought if you can do that and do that so well in the NFL. And he would have shown that, his 2 stops in college, he's done a nice job. And if he went to the NFL and took that and, elevated his status there, that'd be pretty impressive. So I think he would. If the deal was right, I think Deion would go.
I don't think it would go over well if he were to take an NFL job and then push hard to have his son drafted by the team he just took over. Yeah. But maybe if his son is the next CJ Stroud, then it's a little bit different.
There you go.
Well, Bronny's doing it. Why not? It's nepotism in all the sports. Who's next in baseball? We'll figure that out. Third down. Eli
Manning is a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Do you have him as a Hall of Famer? And I will throw something through the glass if you say yes.
Do I have Eli Manning as a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
Because he's Carson Palmer.
With 2 Super Bowl rings and a guy who dethroned the greatest of all time twice.
But his career is just Carson Palmer.
What are do you have his rankings in front of you?
Yes.
Okay. Where is he in yards, Jason?
Eli Manning is 11th.
Okay. Can you give me the 3 directly above him?
The 3 directly above him right now. Matthew Stafford passed him this year. Dan Marino and Aaron Rodgers.
Are those 3 guys Hall of Famers?
Yes.
2 of them are, but do you believe Stafford will be a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Okay. How about touchdowns thrown?
Let me get to touchdowns. By the way, Kyle, Eli has 11,000 more yards than Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
Sure, but he played a couple more years.
Yeah.
So,
but
availability, best ability. Touchdowns.
Let me get to TDs.
Sure.
Let me get the touchdowns.
Okay, guys, you got to get down. Seriously, you got to show him. You got to quit farting.
Anyways, this has just been a thing for me for years. Eli Manning's going to get into the Hall of Fame, but he doesn't deserve to get into the Hall of Fame.
It's a dumb narrative. It really is, Kyle, and you should be ashamed. You're a smart guy. It really is a dumb narrative. By the way, Jim Plunkett should be in the Hall of Fame, too. If you win 2 Super Bowls as a quarterback, which is the most important position in sports, it's not like you can sneak in a championship like you're the right fielder or you're the power forward who's the enforcer who gets rebounds and plays a little defense. If you win a championship as a quarterback, whether I don't care if you're Trent Dilfer or Doug Williams or any of the others we bring up that are one-offs, that's fine. You win 2 Super Bowls as a quarterback, it had a little bit of something to do with you. Plus, you knocked out Tom Brady twice. Plus, you knocked out probably, honestly, the greatest team in history, that 18-1 Patriots. And by the way, 11th in yards. What is he in touchdowns, Jason?
11th as well, 366 career touchdowns.
3 ahead of him. Who are the 3?
Matt Stafford, Matt Ryan, Ben Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger will be in the Hall of Fame for sure. I actually think all 3 of those will probably end up getting into the Hall of Fame. And by the way, Ryan, and you've got what, 2 Super Bowls for Roethlisberger? Am I right there? 1 or 2?
Yeah.
2.
No, wait.
Or Ben have 1?
He won the one early in his career.
Yeah,
and
against Arizona.
He might only have 1.
Oh no, he has 2 because he won the Jerome Bettis.
That's right.
Tried to dive over the goal. So yeah, he has 2
times Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, just how about this, Jason? Who are the 3 below Eli Manning?
Fran Tarkenton, Russell Wilson, John Elway.
Hall of Famer. Would you do me a favor? I know you got to click the thingy there. Would you mind going back to yards real quick, and then we'll hit 4th down? But give me the 3 below Eli Manning in yards thrown.
John Elway, Warren Moon, Fran Tarkenton.
Those are 3 Hall of Famers. So above him and below him are all Hall of Famers in both touchdowns and yardage, which are 2 of the top 3 most important stats when it comes to grading a quarterback for the Hall of Fame. The most important stat is, of course, Super Bowls, of which he's won 2. Kyle, I get the narrative. It's a popular narrative, but can't you objectively see it's kind of a dumb narrative? Like, he's a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame.
He's going to get in. Yeah. I'm saying that he doesn't deserve to get involved. I have a counter argument, but I don't think anyone really cares.
No, I care. Honestly, I care. For real. Give me your counter argument. Maybe it's a good one.
So no, I know you're big on the cumulative stats, and I think that works year to year. But the NFL is so dramatically different than the Fran Tarkenton, Jim Plunkett days because the passing stats are all super inflated now. So if you look at the stats that compare era to era, like passer rating, like QBR, Eli Manning never had a season where he was top 10 in passer rating. His career QBR is about 50, which would be about 17th in the NFL today. His touchdown to interception ratio is atrocious. And like I said, he has about the same number of career passing yards per game as Carson Palmer. If Carson Palmer had happened to go on a deep playoff run beyond the year that he went to the NFC Championship with the Cardinals, they would basically have the same resume if you look at their careers. There's no statistical case you could make for Eli Manning being a Hall of Famer when you compare him to the quarterbacks of his era.
Yes, but if you take the pocket protector off, pull yourself out of the garbage can and stop being a dork and look at the sport, you realize this guy is top 11 in yards and touchdowns, has 2 Super Bowls, and knocked off Tom Brady. He's a Hall of Famer. Thank you. Jesus. I mean, come on, dude. What are we
4th down. Speaking of Giants quarterbacks,
this is what you sound like.
There's no statistical argument that you can make for Eli Manning. He's going to get in the Hall of Fame, but he shouldn't because he didn't throw the ball as much as the other guy, and it's just wrong.
That's your argument. That's what you sound like, Kyle, on radio.
But that's why I didn't want to do it because I knew that this would be the outcome.
And he threw something through the glass. Said he would.
And he has a Manning cast. 4th down.
We do have a Manning cast. By the way, his completion percentage this year would be worse than Jameis Winston. His career completion percentage would be worse than Jameis Winston this year.
You know what? Go ahead.
Speaking of Giants quarterbacks, will Daniel Jones ever start again for the Giants?
Probably. I just say that because it's the Giants, and as Tommy Two Fingers or whatever his name is going to go out and probably get annihilated, and Daniel Jones will start week 17 or something. So, yeah, I think so. There's no real great reason for it, but if you're just asking me to bet in Vegas on it, I think he gets another start. Then where the hell is Daniel? What's the market for Daniel Jones?
How does Tommy throw with 2 fingers?
Who would have a better year at quarterback next year, guys? Daniel Jones or Eli Manning for the Giants?
Daniel Jones's completion percentage this year is actually better than any Eli Manning season in his career. Daniel Jones this year has a better completion percentage than any of Eli Manning's
Hall of
seasons.
Famer.
Daniel Jones's completion percentage is actually higher than Eli Manning. That proves it.
You know what? Eli Manning, objectively not a good quarterback.
Well, Eli Manning, objectively, not a good quarterback. I'm telling you. I'm gonna go listen to Nickelback. Peace.
Jason, fourth down.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't start for the Giants again. I don't know if I have the energy.
I don't know. I don't have the energy either. Let me grab this needy dog here. All right. It's Carmichael Dave and Nacho here for American Energy Heating and Air. Hey, listen, everybody. You got the cold weather. Well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily cold weather. You definitely got the rainy weather. And throwing on the old fireplace, maybe running that heater. We don't use scare tactics here. You're going to hear other HVAC places saying, hey, you might have... You might catch fire if your ducts aren't clean. And by the way, I mean, I don't want to downplay that. Yeah, it's safety. But American Energy Heating and Air has been around since 1981. They have an A+ Better Business Bureau. They're going to give you a good deal. They're going to take care of you. And right now, for the low price of $49, regularly $119, they'll come out and they'll do a tune-up on your whole system. And if your system is 10 years old or older, which I'm sure it probably is, guess what? It's free. It's free. Free. Anyway, also, if you need a repair, $50 off your first repair. And if you need a new furnace, half off. Half off. Well, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. When we come back, what do we want to do here? How about who's hot, who's not? And we'll argue some more about things, all coming up right after this.
Black Friday is on its way at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Low price Makita Bear tools starting at $89, Makita batteries starting at just $49, and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 25th through December 2nd. That's right, one whole week of crazy deals on power tools. So don't forget, our Black Friday sale will be November 25th through December 2nd. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net.
Hi, everybody. Jay Leno here. You know, I love doing live stand-up comedy. No politics, no lectures. I'm not giving you my opinion on every issue of the day. Just nothing but jokes. So come by, check it out, and we'll have a lot of fun. Oh, it's clean, too.
Jay Leno live on stage with special guest Arsenio Hall. Saturday, March 29th, on stage at Hard Rock Live, Sacramento. Tickets are on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
Come on by. Check out the show.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold. This Sunday night at Hard Rock Live, Sacramento. The music, the memories, the Beach Boys. Riding an endless summer wave into 2024. Buy your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss the Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold, live.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Holidays at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Did
you know that replacing garage doors is the biggest return on investment homeowners can get on improvements? Jason Ross here, and let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, a family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that's been in business for 71 years right here in Sacramento. With new garage doors from Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you'll not only get the wow factor, but you'll also know that you're working with a well-respected and proven company. Residential and commercial, brand new garage doors, or repairs to existing doors, they do it all. Take advantage of their free at-home estimates on new garage doors or check out the showroom with no appointment needed. And while you're at it, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sactown Sports and receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
Who's hot?
Who's hot, Kyle?
That would be the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to probably crush Cleveland tonight, and if they do that, they will get to 9-2 on the season, 6 wins in a row. And you know what that means?
What?
What's that mean?
An 18th consecutive winning season for Mr. Mike Tomlin, and a 21st consecutive winning season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If the Steelers get that win tonight, which they'll get it at some point, they will tie the all-time NFL record for longest streak of consecutive winning seasons. Do either of you have a guess who they would be tied with at 21 consecutive winning seasons?
Oof. It's not going to be like, okay, obvious answer, Patriots, but it's not them, right?
No, they're not quite there. Although Belichick has a 19-game streak or 19-season streak, and Tomlin's at 18, but it's not the Patriots.
I have a guess. Also the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It is not also the Pittsburgh Steelers, although that was a very good guess.
How about Dallas?
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys are correct. Do you think you know roughly the years?
60s to 80s?
Yes, that is correct. The Dallas Cowboys from 1965 to 1985. Longest streak of consecutive winning seasons. Tomlin would be third all-time in consecutive winning seasons behind Tom Landry and Bill Belichick.
Oh, okay. All right, well then who's not?
Who's not? Well, that would be the Philadelphia 76ers. Not been good for them. They're currently 2-12, which is the worst record in the NBA. I saw Raptors fans were making jokes because Darko Rajakovic has a better record this year than Nick Nurse, which is funny to think about. The 76ers right now have a 105.9 offensive rating, which is worse in the NBA. Can I list you guys some teams all time who have had a better offensive rating than this year's Philadelphia 76ers?
Absolutely, Kyle.
All right, so the list includes the 2024 Washington Wizards of Pool Boy and Jacuzzi. We have the 2021 Detroit Pistons. We have the entire NBA in the 2022-2023 season. We have the Sacramento Kings during George Karl's last season with the team.
That's us.
The Sacramento Kings during Dave Yeager's last season with the team.
That's us.
And the Sacramento Kings during Luke Walton's last season with the team. All of whom have better offensive ratings than the 2024-2025 Philadelphia 76ers.
I shouldn't address this because I have some Sixers numbers for you, but let me. Russ is trying to. Russ and Kyle should go bowling sometime together. Russ is trying to take my Eli Manning take that he has 2 Super Bowls as saying he's better than Aaron Rodgers and Dan Marino. No, Dan Marino and Aaron Rodgers are clearly better than Eli Manning. I'll be the first guy to say that. They have less Super Bowls. They're clearly better. And there's also other quarterbacks that have no Super Bowls that are also better than Eli Manning. The question is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer? And yes, Eli Manning had a good Giants defense. Yes, the Patriots also had a pretty damn good defense. When you are playing the most important position in sports by far, and you win 2 Super Bowls against arguably 2 of the top 10 greatest teams of all time, yeah. And when it comes to Hall of Fame, Super Bowls for a quarterback is, if not the number 1, the number 2 metric. Plus, he's top 11 in yards and touchdowns. It's such an asinine argument to me. I don't even care about Eli Manning. I don't. I'm not a Giants fan. I have no dog in this fight. I do not care. I just don't like dumb arguments. A dumb argument. Philadelphia 76ers, Jason, have 3 players that are eligible for trade.
Okay. 3, that's it for the whole roster?
For the whole roster as of right now. Adam Bona, say that carefully, Ricky Council the 4th, and Jared McCain, who make a combined just over $7 million. Now, on December 15th, Paul George, Caleb Martin, Kelly Oubre, Andre Drummond, Eric Gordon, Kyle Lowry, Reggie Jackson, and Gershon Yabusele all become eligible. January 15th, Tyrese Maxey and KJ Martin become eligible. Joel Embiid, not eligible. Not eligible because he signed his extension. He is not eligible to be traded this year. The Sixers are $10.4 million over the tax. They have a $16.9 million tax penalty. They're $5 million over the first apron, $6 million below the second apron. And they owe their 25, 26, 27, and 28th picks. There's some things that those depend on. And odds are, the way they're going right now, like they owe this year's pick to Oklahoma City. If it's between 7 and 30, doesn't sound like they're going to owe that. If not conveyed in 26, they owe 5 to 30. So they were smart enough at least to protect them a little bit. But they're in a lot of trouble, man, because they don't have, at least as of right now, a ton to work with. And unless they're trading Tyrese Maxey or Jared McCain, because honestly, Jason, I don't know what the hell Paul George's market. Well, let me just ask you a real simple question. I mean, maybe I'm being a little hyperbolic here, but Paul George makes $49.2 million this season. So I will ask you this. If the Philadelphia, forget about, the cap rules and all that. I'm just saying this for a philosophical reason. If the Philadelphia 76ers announced to the league that they had Paul George on the market, and Paul George, by the way, Jason Ross, in case you were wondering, and I know you are, Paul George is making 49 this year. He's making 51.5 next year, 54 the following year, and in 27-28 has a player option at $56.5 million. Okay, so he is still owed $200 million. Jason, if the Sixers announced to the league that they would trade Paul George, to them for anything, literally anything any team wanted to give back, matching salaries, not matching salaries, draft picks. If you could absorb the salary, they'd take a 3rd round pick, which doesn't even exist. Jason, how many of the 29 teams other than the Sixers in the NBA, how many teams do you legitimately think would say, hey, you know what, we'll do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe a few more than you're thinking, but I don't know what that number would be. And it's actually funny that you're saying that, because before you had said that Embiid couldn't be dealt, I had written down kind of this thought to ask you of if Embiid, George, and Maxey were all available, their 3 best players, who would be targeted most? I mean, I think Embiid's in the same spot, maybe worse, just because of his health past and really more of his health currently.
Well, let's take a look real quick at Joel Embiid, who just signed that extension. Joel Embiid,
$69 million in 28-29.
Yeah, he is signed for 4 years after this, including, yes, as you said, that $69 million. And you're right, he's only getting older, and he is, generally big men don't get healthier the older they get when they've had injury issues, especially lower body. You're right. Look, in a vacuum, let's say as a Kings fan, I love the idea of a Paul George on this team. A guy who could play defense, play the three, clutch type of dude. I love it in a vacuum, but not for that, not for anything close to that. And you just can't rely on these guys. If I'm Philadelphia, obviously Nick Nurse is almost imminently going. I can't imagine Nick Nurse lasts much longer if they keep doing this, just because they have to do something. But who is it? Elton Brand? It's Elton Brand and somebody else in Philly. Whoever's
Daryl Morey still.
Is it? That's right. It is.
Yeah. I would say this, though. My gut's telling me that they stay a little bit patient no matter how much noise there is, just because of how bad and that bottom is still open for the East. And my argument, and I don't even know why I'm arguing for Philly, but this would be my stance. Last night was the first game this year that all three of those guys played together. Now, Paul George left the game with a knee injury, and the reality is, Embiid said he's not playing back to. I don't know how many times it's going to happen, and you don't want to be in the spot. Who was that a few years ago, Dave? It was Brooklyn that had 15 games of Harden, Kyrie, and Durant. It just never. Yeah, the argument was when they're all there, they're pretty good. They were, but they didn't have enough games where did it happen. So I think if I'm Philly, I still wait a little bit longer here, but I'm not even adverse to that plan I told you to start the show. If it keeps going this way, you just grit your teeth and bear it and just have an awful season and go, look, with those three coming back and possibility of what's supposed to be a great draft, but let's say Cooper Flag, I don't even know, that could be about as quick of a turnaround as Philly could have.
I think your point is really, really valid. And honestly, Nick Nurse, this ain't on him. And you know how I feel about the guy, and you know that I think he's incredibly talented. In fact, a major mentor to our GM. But the idea, the fact that Daryl Morey still has a job is fascinating to me. He's an NBA level GM, and he'll get picked up somewhere. But if you just forget that he is a household name for a front office in Daryl Morey, and you just objectively look at everything he's done for that team since acquiring James Harden and then on through with Paul George, how the Sixers were set up by Sam Hinkie. Daryl Morey cleaned it up a little bit, acquired talent, but it's been the wrong talent. It's been injury prone, and these are players in many cases that were known to be injury prone. I don't know how Philly holds on to the guy. He was lucky to have his job after the whole Harden debacle, and now for him to still have a job after this year, that fascinates me. Yeah. That Daryl's still employed. All right, we'll take a break. When we return, let's get into the final hour of the program, and we'll play one of our favorite radio games off the air, Jason Ross. Either or, Kings, A's, Niners, Sac State, and more. Before we get to what happened last night in the NBA, we did a little bit of scouting on the Clippers, what to watch tonight, and then, of course, crosstalk and celebrity birthdays. There's your final hour for you. Sit back and relax. It's Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Kyle Ledbetter, right here on Sactown Sports.
Introducing TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN+. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit tglgolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what kind of savings do you have going on right now?
We have the best savings yet on one of America's dream cars. Right now, save up to $13,000 off MSRP on all remaining new 2023 Dodge Charger SXTs in stock, starting as low as $28,215.
Oh man, there is nothing more fun than an American muscle car, especially one as iconic as the Charger.
They're definitely one of the most fun vehicles you ever drive. But remember, this huge savings isn't just on new Dodges. We have over 200 quality used cars available and over 40 under $20,000. Right now, only at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Center in historic downtown Woodland.
Hoblet really is your one-stop shop for the best deals on whatever vehicle you need. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
13,000 total net savings on select new 2023 Dodge Charger SXT after $39.20 factory rebates and $9,080 dealer discount. Rebates include 1,000 Hoblet Select inventory coupons. Only 5 vehicles at the savings. See dealer for details. Sample VIN 666-710.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health, and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers too. Consultation's free, and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Shop Big O Tires now through December 8th and buy 3, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Nexen, Nitto, National, or Sumitomo brand tires. Visit Big O Tires for your total auto care services. Installation required. Disposal fees extra. Not valid with other offers. See Big O dealer for details.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
You know, Jason, I have a saying, only I'm allowed to mess with the chat room. Well, and you, obviously, but you don't. Ted 1972 has weighed in. He says our whole chat room is a bunch of bots. Ted, well, first off, if your username has 1972 in it, generally that means the year you were born. So we're talking about like a 55-year-old dude rolling in who probably doesn't even know what a bot is. No offense to 55-year-olds, but
a bottle.
Yeah, I guess. There's no bots in our. These are all real people. They might be a little nuts, but there are people, and we love them. A bot. Chris Guerrero might be a bot.
True.
He's probably a bot. Welcome in. Somebody said the New York Jets should trade for Paul George. That makes a lot of sense. All right, Jason, you've lined it up. We always love playing the game of either or off air. You're going to try to bring this on air, a much cleaner version. What's your first contestant?
Okay, the first contestant on either or. Now, these are things we have to choose one or the other because which you think is more likely to happen. So the first one, we're kind of easing in here, Dave. Either DeMar DeRozan leads the Kings in scoring this season or De'Aaron Fox. And just for some context, by the way, the last 4 years of their career on different teams, obviously, De'Aaron would have won 3 of the 4. DeMar would have won 1 of his first year in Chicago. He outscored De'Aaron. If we're doing the average, which is you're not a proponent of that, but we'll go off of averages.
I'm going to say De'Aaron, honestly.
Yeah, he's got a nice lead right now.
And I hope it's De'Aaron, by the way. I think if DeMar DeRozan's leading this team in points per game, I think we might have an issue here. I think it's De'Aaron. Yeah, I like the idea of DeMar DeRozan as the second scorer, not De'Aaron Fox. Okay. And I'm trying to find a reason to justify that take, and I don't have one, so give me a second. It just seems, hey, Jason, it's the eye test.
Okay, let's do it this way. If you could pick, and I'm with you on the either or, I'm picking De'Aaron to win that. I think this would be my ranking. I'm going to see if you agree. If for the best success the Kings could have, I think the leading scorers, we'll do by average, should be Fox, DeRozan, Murray, Sabonis. Yeah, those 4.
All right,
really not Malik?
Or Malik, but I think Murray's just going to get the minutes. And if Murray's, I already know he's going to defend well. If he's third in scoring, I think that'd be awesome. Now, he won't be, but I think if he is, that'd be great.
Let me throw this at you. If this is a fun exercise. If we're just talking about what would give you the best team, what if Keegan Murray led the team in scoring?
Oh, okay. Well,
just ask it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, because I trust that the other 3 would all be near 20, and if somehow Keegan is high 20s or whatever the leader, that'd be pretty awesome.
But I think if we're talking realistically, I think it should probably be on an average basis. Fox, DeRozan, Keegan, probably Monk, Sabonis, or Sabonis Monk. And then, here's the other thing too. What if I told you at the end of the year Kevin Huerter was going to lead the team?
That's true. I was thinking the same thing.
You get into that as well. But yeah, I'm going to go De'Aaron Fox. We both agree.
Okay, here's the next one on either or. I like this one. Either the A's play 1 season in Sacramento or more than 5.
All right, so I saw this written down, and I just wanted to ask you some clarification because, as always, I take these questions very, very seriously. I want to get it right. Is there even there's like not a chance the A's play less than less than 2 seasons, right? Like they have to play at least. Is there a road I don't know where they would play less than 3 seasons in Sacramento?
Well, I know that's what was the initial thought, but wasn't there something even on a release that said they will be playing in Sacramento, like from the A's? I thought like next season, but
yes, that they confirmed that they would play, and I think in the release we jumped on the wording because it was like the A's will play a minimum of 1 season or something. Okay, I see.
And then even kind of the wandering eye for the postseason, like that was kind of a caveat, and I was like, okay, what's going on? So anyway, the spirit of the question is 1 season in Sacramento or 5 or more.
Which would I rather?
No, which is more likely?
Oh, I got you. I would say honestly, honest to God, I would say 5 or more. I do. I think they're going to play at least 3. They might play 4. It's probably more likely they'll play 4. And then you have the whole idea of everything falling apart. I don't think them playing 1 year. And unless things are a disaster. But I checked in with the Kings/A's people about a week ago on ticket sales. They're going to sell out, at least ticket wise. They're going to sell out those 3 seasons now. Does that mean they're all going to show up? Does that mean a player's not going to burst into flames on the field? I mean, they have backed off. They have backed off the turf, so that'll be a little bit better. The one little curveball in this whole thing, though, Jason, I think that we're not talking enough about is, will the River Cats be playing here for 3+ seasons? And I've heard that there are some perhaps thoughts that maybe the River Cats go play at Oakland Coliseum, amongst other places as well. I think that's something that they can adjust in time, but I do think the A's will be here for at least 3 years.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that would be the likelihood, though. You'd say 5 is the more likelihood.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think more than one. I would say
Right.
5. Yeah. And by the way, if they ended up playing 5 seasons and then moving to Vegas, that would just suck. Because by that point, you're going to have, let's say, there's a 6-year-old. What do we say? About 5, 6 years old is when you really start making memories. You're going to have a 6-year-old kid that goes to the first year next year of Sacramento A's baseball in Sacramento, and then they're going to lose that team at 10 or 11. That to them, and you know how years in kid years are like dogs. It's like 7. So you're going to have this kid for the better part of his childhood enjoying a Major League Baseball team, sort of in Sacramento, and then they get to right out of the box deal with relocation.
Yeah. By the way, on the you said someone bursting into flames because of our Sacramento Heat. I'm still in the camp that they should play at 12:30 or 12.
I agree with you.
Because obviously, I mean, the hottest time of the day in Sacramento is right around 5 to 7, 5 o'clock. And so when your first pitch is at 6 or 7, I mean, that's at 12. It's going to be warm. There's no doubt. But it's if there's such a thing, it's a little cooler. But anyway.
I mean,
even the day games are only 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think pulling the turf is going to help from a player standpoint.
Sure.
And let's be honest, Texas, St. Louis, the Royals, you've got a lot of teams playing that are maybe not degree wise as hot, but when you combine the humidity, it's rough. I'm less concerned with the players who will deal with this. I'm more interested in how many seats you're going to have out there with people just baking in 108-degree weather on some of these days. But they did do a good job at limiting day games in the summer. I think there's just a handful. Most of them are at nights. And you and I both know 7:05 start, even if it was 108 that day. People like you love that weather. And then, as we get into the evening, it'll be a nice evening night. So we'll see. We'll see how it works.
All right, here's the next either or. Either the 49ers miss the playoffs or make the Super Bowl. What's more likely to happen?
It's a really good one. That's the toughest one. Because I swear to God, I think it's a coin flip. I mean, I don't think either's likely at this point. I think probably missing the playoffs from an odds standpoint is more likely than them making the Super Bowl. I just, again, and this is the ultimate banana in the tailpipe, I just look at their history. I look at their ability to turn things around. Brock Purdy is still Brock Purdy. If you get past these injuries with George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey on the field, he's got to ramp up and adjust. Trent Williams dealing with his yearly knock that he always does. Oh God, this is so tough. I have to do the responsible thing and say miss the playoffs. Miss the playoffs is probably more likely than making the Super Bowl. There's a lot. They got to make the playoffs first, and then they got to make the Super Bowl. But
I think their path to make the playoffs is obviously to win the division. If you win the division, you get that home game that first week. And I mean, I think they could beat a lot of teams there. I think, could they go on the road and win in Detroit? Could they go on the road and win in Philadelphia? Yes. But I mean, if I'm picking either or, they're already behind in the division. So I guess missing the playoffs would be more likely at this point. All right. Last one, Dave. Either or, which one is more likely? Either Sacramento State, who is heavy underdogs this week in the Causeway, wins the Causeway Classic, or moves into the Pac-12.
Okay, so first glance, I'd say Pac-12 because just when you go by the numbers, there's this looks like quite the mismatch. But you know this better than anyone, Jason. I don't know if it's necessarily throw the records out, but this is a rivalry game. This can go a lot of different ways. I just don't see them getting into the Pac-12 is the problem. I see them getting into the Mountain West. The Pac-12 is just such a damn Hail Mary. I'm going to say Pac-12 because I don't think it's likely. I really don't think it's likely, but if it's one or the other, I think there's more of an upset here than getting into the Pac-12.
Yeah, the Pac-12, again, I think at the very beginning I thought was really, like you said, a Hail Mary. But the longer it goes, the teams that they need another team to field a football division, a conference. And again, we've said from the get-go, the positives for Sac State, kind of the short list, was their market size. They have got way more deficits to overcome besides that. But again, you have to be invited, and I think some of the other schools either aren't being invited or aren't interested. I don't know. I think Sac State seems to have an interest. If the conference does, I could see that happening. I really could.
Can I throw one at you?
Sure.
Over the next 6 years, the Sacramento Kings will make the NBA Finals with or without De'Aaron Fox on the roster.
So that's an either or?
Yes.
With.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to make the finals or not, but hard to see them trading Fox and getting some sort of equal value, or him leaving. You know, we have to bring that up a little bit as well, of his own volition. I hope it's with.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for that. I'm going to forget this tomorrow, so I want to bring it up right now because I was just trying to see if I could find the betting line on Davis and Sac State, so I got into Division II football. Hey, we're going to do the whole what NFL, what college football game do you want to be at this weekend? Can I just say I'm not going to pick this because I won't remember it. But 9 a.m. Harvard at 8-1 hosts Yale at 6-3. It's going to be 7 degrees out there. And Cambridge, Massachusetts. I just feel like that is going to be the college footballiest atmosphere, where you've got these two Ivy League rivals that always do some sort of hijinks. Someone steals a goat. What was it? One of them did the other year where they had them where you hold up the sign and it makes like a candle or something in the audience. And I think it was like Harvard had Yale hold up all the fans held up these little pieces of poster board in their seats, and it spelled out Yale sucks. But it was like they always come up with these amazing pranks. So that's like a random one, but it's going to be cold, Jason, but I wouldn't mind being
7.
Mm-hmm.
That's beyond cold. That's brutal.
Is that well? What if you had a thermos of hot chocolate?
Not enough.
That would be 11.
Yeah.
What if you had one of them jackets that they have now that are battery powered? You can charge them, and they have like little heaters on the inside of it.
What if I was sitting in my house instead of being at the 7-degree weather?
We'll take a break when we come back. Let's look at last night in the NBA, do a little scouting report as well, what to watch coming up, and celebrity birthdays along with crosstalk. It's a quick break here. Just a word from Jason Ross about Gonzalez Law. We are right back.
Hey, do you have something from your past that may be holding you back personally or professionally? Maybe it was a mistake that you made years ago that's still following you. You were young and you just can't shake free of that mistake. Well, as you know, as we enter the holidays as well, for some, the holidays can be tough, and we don't want your past to harm you this upcoming holiday season. So you can get an expungement, and that can help you get a job. It can help you get your constitutional rights back with that expungement. And right now, Gonzalez Law is offering expungements now through Christmas, discounts on expungements. Now, you can call them at 916-304-9187 or go to the website at saclegaldefense.com. Jonathan Gonzalez is a talented lawyer from our area that is here to help and has had a lot of success doing so, whether it's a wrongful termination case, an auto accident, sexual harassment, whatever the case where you feel like you need representation. The law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez is who you need to contact. Again, saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, welcome back. We're going to get to last night. Jason Shams Training had just sent this over. I wanted to run this by you. There have been rumors that the NBA is in serious discussions on a new 14 tournament format for the 2025 All-Star Game. Some details are starting to leak out. Let me run it by you. Apparently, the 14 tournament style 2025 All-Star Game is expected to happen. It would be 2 semifinal games that go up to 40 points, and the winners advance. And then the finals game would be up to 25 points. Quick burst competition, pickup ball-esque, if you will. Now, obviously, there's a ton of other details. How do you come up with the teams? How do you split them up? Is it captain style? What are the But just on the philosophy, what's your first thought?
Okay, I have a couple thoughts. One is I'm probably I know I'm in the minority. I don't hate All-Star Weekend. I feel like everybody finds a way to hate just about everything from the All-Star Weekend, and I remind everybody it's an exhibition. But so I'm not bothered by, hey, they don't play any defense. They only tried this quarter. All they do is lobs and dunks. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's fine by me. But I'm also, so it's a little bit contradictory because I don't mind them trying something different. If this will work, if it fails, they tried. My favorite All-Star game is probably a few years ago when it was the first time they added that like the Elam ending or whatever, and honestly, when they were trying to get the 24 points, kind of that Kobe score, like they went for it. And I thought it was actually really interesting, really competitive. They played hard. That was when they finally got to that fourth quarter. So, again, I treat it as an exhibition. I'd like to see Kings or favorite players there. I think it's cool. It's all part of that weekend. Don't want anybody to get hurt and get ready for the last push of the season. But trying something new, I'm cool with that.
I'm fine with All-Star Weekend. It doesn't hurt me. It's not like the game itself kind of sucks. I get it's an exhibition. It's just there's no competitive nothing there. It's just hey, dunk, 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 dunk. I don't know if this version is going to work, but I do appreciate the NBA recognizing that fans are clamoring for something else. And part of me says, I don't know that I want it to be more competitive, especially if there's one or two Kings, maybe three Kings, who knows, involved, because I don't need anybody getting injured. That's the one that's just going to break me, is if one of our players, God forbid, goes in there and gets a tweak, and great for what? For the All-Star game. That's neat. There's no benefit to a Kings fan in having a Kings player play in the All-Star game other than, hey, we got a player in the All-Star game. We all root for it. We all want it. We all want it for our players. But I'm just saying, from a pure logic standpoint, all it's doing is putting extra miles on your player, no matter how small they are. And as you and I both know, you can go out there for 2 minutes and get injured. It can be a freak accident, whatever it may be. That being said, I'm all for switching stuff up. So if maybe this will be more exciting. I think it actually will be more exciting. Just will it be more entertaining?
Yeah. I mean, again, the league has tried different things here. They're doing this in-season tournament, the cup games, and they're not afraid to mix it up and when they hear the feedback. But just as long as they don't go too far one way. But it sounds like it's interesting.
The Clippers last night, 104-93, they beat the Orlando Magic, the Paolo Banchero-less Orlando Magic. You may remember they had lost 3 in a row, then beat San Antonio and Philly before beating Sacramento. They followed that up with a win against the Raptors by 2 at home, and then went on to lose 3 more in a row before winning 3 in a row. So, Jason, they lost 1, 2 in a row, lost 3 in a row, won 4 in a row, lost 3 in a row, have won 3 in a row, and their next opponent is Sacramento, and you just have to hope that maybe you're catching them at the end of this homestand, getting ready to start another one of their streaks, in this case, the loss streak.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think back to the last time they played. The Kings obviously had just a brutal shooting day, but also what did a lot of damage was Norman Powell.
Yep.
I saw that he didn't play yesterday. Oh, yeah, he's going to miss a couple games here. So,
yep. Yeah, Norman Powell had 31 including 5 3-pointers and 12 rebounds. Just a tremendous game by one of your more underrated players this year. You also remember Ivica Zubac, who always gives DeMontis problems, 13, 15, and 5 assists, whereas Sabonis had 23, 12, and 6 to go with a steal. And the other part of this, obviously, is what is the Kings team going to look like as they've been off for a while. We said it yesterday. There was an update. All 3 are now listed as day-to-day. All 3 have been cleared for full contact. I think you said yesterday, Jason, and I agree with you, it's probably more likely we see DeMar and DeMontis than we do Malik Monk. But hey, you get all three back. It's a nice boost, but also that's a lot of room those three guys need. You're talking about three of your top 6 players on the team. That's half of that group. So they're going to need a little bit to adjust to. But of course, we'll have that game for you tomorrow night.
Yeah, and then again, it's an adjust, it's a tweak there. They haven't been out a ton of time for Sabonis and DeRozan, but getting Malik back will hopefully bolster that bench, which certainly needs the boost. But yeah, I want to see this team with those three guys back play 20 games together again. If they could just get a stretch where people stay healthy and start playing some better basketball.
In addition, last night, the Warriors yet again win. Boy, they really have started out the season quite nicely, haven't they, Jason?
Yeah, what, 11-3 now? Yeah, and they had that great win in Boston. A lot of people thought, hey, that the Kings ended the Warriors' run, right? And here are the Warriors at the top of a very good Western Conference right now.
Let me do the quick math here. Let me do this here. 41, 70. Am I right? They've won their last 2 games by a combined 77 points. 36 plus 41. Yeah,
yep,
70.
You got it.
Jeez. I mean, look, you're playing the Jazz and the Blazers, but you're at Utah. You're at Portland. You just saw Utah barely lose, and a couple of blown calls at the end of the game probably helped barely lose to the Kings. And the Warriors went in there and won 127-86.
Oh, no, that's not right.
What
you were saying about the Warriors?
Yeah, didn't the Warriors go into Utah?
No, those were their first 2 games.
Oh my God, it's flipped.
Yeah. They just beat the Hawks last night and then lost to the Clippers the game before that.
I'm a stupid idiot. Sorry.
Let's go back to the top here. What a moron, David. They've won 3 of 4, including, wow, hey, look at this, Jason. Am I right here? They won their last game by 23 points against the Hawks.
Yep.
Yeah. They've won 4 of 5. And then the only loss in that 5-game stretch, a 3-point loss at LA, in which
What's weird about their losses, so they have 3 total. 1 to the Cavs, who we talked about that game yesterday where they were up 40 something on the Warriors, and then the other 2 losses are both to the Clippers.
Yeah. Well, you also, speaking of slides, you got Phoenix. Hey, you know what? You lose Durant, you lose Beal a little bit, you get banged up, and that's going to hurt. The Phoenix Suns have lost 5 in a row. I believe 2 of those 5 are to Sacramento. Is that correct? Yeah. Nope. Hold on. They've
lost 5 of 6, but twice to the Kings.
Twice to the Kings. Yeah, and that sandwich with the 1 win in Utah. Poor Jazz. Everybody's just beating up on them. Now, they've lost to the Kings, the Thunder, the Timberwolves, the Magic, and then last night to the Knicks. They're not playing, it's not like they're losing to the dregs of the NBA here. Those are probably all, remember, Orlando's, for what it's worth, the 4 seed in the East. They're actually just behind the Knicks by a half game. But they're losing to good teams, but still 5 in a row after that amazing start for Phoenix.
Yeah, and goes back to the key thing. Like, when people don't want to give, maybe the Kings a break here with injuries. It's a big deal. Look at New Orleans, what they're going through. That team has been decimated by injuries. That's why they're 4-12. Phoenix was 8-1, and now they get a couple of guys hurt, and they're 9-7. I mean, it's a huge factor. Philadelphia, we talked about earlier, 2-12. A large reason why last night was the first game they had their 3 best players together. It is a factor. People say that's an excuse. It's a reason for these teams playing poorly.
Yeah, I did not have on my bingo card. I did not have the Pacers, the Bucks, and the Sixers opening up a combined 14-30. Ugh. Didn't have it.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Detroit's in the playoffs right now at 7-9.
Yeah, I like their team. I thought they would be better than last year. A couple of additions and just more time together, and here they are, 7-9. I mean, they're not lighting it up, but in the East, that puts them at 6th.
Look, Kate Cunningham was the number 1 pick for a reason, and he came into the league, and mainly through injury, I don't want to say he's been forgotten, but this is his 4th year, Jason. He's played 64, 12, 62, and then now, of course, 16 games. It's funny what health can do for you. because this dude is averaging 23 plus points, almost 9 assists, a little over 7 boards a game on 45 and 37% shooting. He really is now for the first time. And by the way, he's only 23 years old. I mean, he didn't turn 24 till September. Dude is coming into his own. Obviously, Jaden Ivey, Tim Hardaway Jr., Tobias Harris has actually been a nice little addition for them. Guy that you've liked in the past when we talked about potential Kings. And then Jalen Duren, of course, we know what he can do. When you get 700 high first round draft picks over the course of 5 years, you better do something with it. And Kings fans are probably yelling, yeah, what about us? In the past, but it looks like Detroit has put something together. So we'll take a break. When we come back.
Hey, before we break too, by the way, can we do those Causeway tickets?
Yes, please.
All right, let's do it, because the Causeway Classic is Saturday as Sacramento State is hosting the Aggies at Hornet Stadium. Again, Saturday, we have a chance for you to pull up and check out the game. A family 4-pack, Dave. We're going to take caller number, what do you say?
Oh, golly. How about caller 4?
Caller number 4, you get the 4-pack of tickets to see the Causeway Classic this weekend. Caller number 4 at 916-339-1140 or 800-920-1140. Caller number 4, and you can win that 4-pack of tickets. For more information, visit SactownSports.com.
We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch tonight, including the open of a brand new week in the NFL. We'll do all that and then wrap up with Alan Stiles, a little crosstalk, a little celebrity birthdays, all that coming up right after this.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sactown Sports.
Spins away from the defender, in the paint, soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
DC here, and if you've been thinking about a new car, you gotta see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia. You can always count on low payments and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Black Friday is on its way at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Low price Makita Bear tools starting at $89, Makita batteries starting at just $49, and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 25th through December 2nd. That's right, one whole week of crazy deals on power tools. So don't forget, our Black Friday sale will be November 25th through December 2nd. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net.
This Saturday, November 23rd, the regional rivalry is renewed as it's the 70th annual Causeway Classic. It's the UC Davis Aggies battling the Sacramento State Hornets on Native American Heritage Day, and a salute to the senior class for Sacramento State. That's this Saturday at 2 at Hornet Stadium. Tickets on sale now at hornetsports.com. Be there for the Causeway Classic, UC Davis and Sacramento State. Stingers up.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Top 100 PGA and LPGA teaching professional Kelly Stenzel offers a few tweaks for your short game, including putt whenever you can, chip when you can't putt, and pitch only when you have to. For small distance, small setup. Shorter shots require smaller swings. Grip the handle lower for less power, and a narrow stance will limit your backswing. For large distance, large setup. The farther you want to hit the wedge, the larger the swing needs to be. Full length on the grip and a wider stance create more power. And posture is key for contact and loft. See that your short game posture reflects that of your full swing. Ball position tips. Left for loft. For right-handed golfers, move the ball forward and increase loft. Right for roll. Moving the ball back decreases the loft for more roll. Sharpen your short game and watch your scores drop and your enjoyment rise. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Hi, everybody. Jay Leno here. You know, I love doing live stand-up comedy. No politics, no lectures. I'm not giving you my opinion on every issue of the day. Just nothing but jokes. So come by, check it out, and we'll have a lot of fun. Oh, it's clean, too.
Jay Leno live on stage with special guest Arsenio Hall. Saturday, March 29th, on stage at Hard Rock Live, Sacramento. Tickets are on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
Come on by. Check out the show.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold. This Sunday night at Hard Rock Live, Sacramento. The music, the memories, the Beach Boys. Riding an endless summer wave into 2024. Buy your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss the Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold, live.
Time to gear up. It's the Black Friday and Gold Saturday open house event at Roseville Power Sports, located at 360 North Sunrise Avenue. We're your home for the best deals on Can-Am side-by-sides, ATVs, and Ski-Doo snowmobiles. Now's the time to save thousands on a brand new Can-Am or Ski-Doo. And check out the all-new Can-Am Maverick R with an incredible 240 horsepower. The Maverick R is built to conquer any terrain, bringing unmatched power and excitement to your off-road adventures. Plus, save 30 to 50% on accessories, helmets, jackets, gear, everything you need to ride in style and safety. This Black Friday and Saturday only. And it's not just about the savings. It's an open house event you won't want to miss. Join us for food, prizes, and more this Black Friday. So head to Roseville Power Sports this Black Friday and Gold Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And let's kick off the holiday season with incredible deals and tons of fun. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Offers valid on 2024 and prior product while supplies last. Happy holidays from Roseville Power Sports.
Carmichael Dave with a simple question. What are you thankful for this year? So many things to consider, but one thing we can all agree on is a well-running vehicle to get you where you need to go each and every day. Jiffy Lube would like to say thank you to all their customers this November. Whether a weekend road trip to Lake Tahoe or your daily commute to work, Jiffy Lube has you covered. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1984. Visit jiffylube.com today to find a location near you, generous oil change coupons, and more. Happy Thanksgiving and holiday driving from Jiffy Lube.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Jason, a couple things came across my desk during the break. I thought this one will interest you especially. Sky River Casino is going to announce a high-profile multi-year partnership with Sac State Athletics. Looks like there'll be a little press availability this Friday. I don't want to get too into this because I don't know how much is media stuff and how much is public stuff, but the dynamic agreement will include a variety of exciting on-site sports activations that also support Sac State Athletics' vision of achieving excellence on the field and in the classroom. So, hey, we'll find out a lot more about this. Sounds exciting. This is what got me, though. Representatives will be available for one-on-one interviews immediately following the partnership announcement. Who? Jesus Tarango, chairman of Wilton Rancheria. Love him. Dr. Luke Wood, president of Sac State, of course. Is it Andy Fisk or Fiske? I don't know.
Fisk.
Fisk, thank you. Senior associate athletic director. And Herky T. Hornet.
Yes.
Like they literally have the bio and they have they have like these three very well-to-do, very important people, and then Herky T. Hornet on there. I don't know why. That just made me kind of laugh.
I love me some Herky.
Is now Herky is like Bobby or Robbie or Jimmy. Like, is Herky short for Hercules?
I don't know that. I should know that, but I don't know that.
It's got to be. It can't be a Herky. It's got to be for some. Then what does the T stand for? Is his name like Hercules Tiberius Hornet? Please say yes.
I'm trying to find out
Herky Jerky.
The real meaning behind it. I mean, Herky is Herky, so I know Hercules was a C, but not that you can't change that.
Yeah. You can change that. There's got to be we need a 30 for 30. Like, there's got to be a story behind, because there's a T in there. It's not Herky Hornet. It's Herky T Hornet. I'm going to go with Hercules Tiberius Hornet.
I like that.
But all right, here's what we have. This is from Carlos Marzan of the State Hornet in 2017.
Good, Carlos.
There are theories and folklore as to what Herky stands for. Some say it's short for Hercules, the mythical Greek hero. Others have said he's named after the USS Hercules, which saw combat in World War II. However, Sac State Athletics Director of Marketing and Promotions Adam Primus says he isn't sure if any of those ideas are true. Quote, people say it's folklore, it's legend. I don't correct them, Primus said. But when I go out officially with Herky, I don't say that because I still don't know how he was named for sure.
Who's the guy that made that comment again, Kyle?
It's actually Adam Primus.
Adam Primus, the Sac State Athletics Director of Marketing and Promotions in 2017. I don't know if he still has the position.
He's still there, yeah.
All right. Well, first off, Primus, great man. Shout out. Secondly, did I pick up that you rolled the R a little bit in that?
Well, I see Primus, and my instinct is to say it like Primus, like cousins.
I knew you did it. I knew you rolled the R, you overpronouncer. Herky, jerky, turkey.
Herky.
I'm telling you, we need to get Dr. Wood on the phone. We need to get Luke. Luke Wood could lay this out. I mean, are they just going to leave it as folklore? We need to get to the bottom of this, Jason.
This is the most important thing going on right now. We got to figure it out.
Easily.
Yeah.
Also, I thought this is a stat of the day for you. I know we're going to get into some other stuff here, but Jason Ross and Phil Mickelson's PGA Tour career. He has played in 666 events. Hey there. He has 45 wins and 111 top threes. In Scotty Scheffler and Justin Thomas's PGA Tour careers, they have played in 666 events with 43 wins and 110 top threes. Same amount of events, 2 less wins, 1 less top 3. You know what's the most interesting part of that stat? I left out Brooks Koepka and Victor Hovland's career because it's actually all 4 of them combined have played in 666 events with 2 less wins and 1 less top 3 than Phil Mickelson. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking about this yesterday with tennis with Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic. I think Phil was around the meat of his career. The prime of it was with Tiger. Like, where would Phil be if Tiger wasn't around? Now, they probably pushed each other, but his timing was probably not ideal for as great as his career is. It could have been even better.
Yeah, you're 100% right. That we'll never know. Did they push each other to even better greatness? Probably. Did they also, especially in Phil's case, was Phil the Utah Jazz, Seattle Supersonics, New York Knicks to Michael Jordan's Bulls?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Steelers Browns tonight. We've talked about that quite a bit. Thursday night football kicks off the brand new week. Don't forget to set your lineups, your fantasy football lineups, as we're getting closer to the playoffs for that. The Timberwolves visit Toronto. The Jazz visit San Antonio. The Magic visit the Lakers. Not really a great night in the NBA.
No, we just got to watch that snowy, rainy Thursday night game is what we got to watch.
Any idea what you're eating tonight?
No, not at the moment. No. Up for grabs still.
We have a vat of leftover beef stew if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you guys plan your meals way ahead of time. We just kind of, what are we going to do tonight? But you don't do leftovers, you said, though, normally.
Well, we'll probably eat. It depends on what's going on. Like last night, Melissa and the kids didn't get home till almost 10 o'clock because of practices and God knows what. But depending on tonight, I can tell you this much. As soon as we get done with this show, I'm warming me up a nice big pot of beef stew. Because as we all know, stews, soups, chilies, all that, they're better the second, third days.
For sure.
So I will probably have 2 to 3 bowls of beef stew throughout the day to go with the bowls I had last night. I don't know what we're doing tonight, though, Jason. I don't think it won't be beef stew. I don't think. We'll probably. Oh, I know what we're doing. We're doing grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Oh, okay.
Winter foods.
Yeah. So what do you do with all the rest of the soup after you eat it now?
That's
the stew.
So, we will. That's the great thing is we generally we make a pot of soup. Last week it was potato cheese. This week it's beef stew. We'll probably do a chili next week. You make it and then the kids come home and they pick up the fridge and just open their mouths like a snake and devour the whole thing. So they'll come home and they just warm up. They just warm everything up. So we're just eating off that stew all week long until it's gonzo, and then we move on. That's because we made the stew the day after we got done with the final leftovers of potato cheese soup. That's how we roll.
Nice. I like that. That makes sense.
Yeah, save a little money too on meals. It's probably about, including the beef, I'd say it was probably $18 to make the stew for a family of 4. That's what it's about $4, and then you have that out. It probably cost us I'd say about 50 cents a person. It's pretty good.
Can't go out for that.
Not in this economy. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, crosstalk with Alan Stiles, celebrity birthdays. Don't forget, tomorrow at 9:13, we'll get to the other NFL games this week. So I see Jason making notes. Jason, you're already prepping tomorrow's show, dude.
I just it's here, it's open. I'm looking at the board, so I'm like, let's fill it in.
You're a pro. We'll be right back with Jason, Kyle, and myself next.
Join Sacramento State football this Saturday at 2 for the Causeway Classic versus UC Davis. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at the AEWay.com for an instant quote. That's the AEWay.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com. Now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during
Your one-stop Honda shop.
It's football season, and Uber Eats is dropping undefeated deals on all your game day favorites. This week, score buy one, get one free fries from McDonald's, only on Uber Eats. Craving even more? We've got you covered with game day deals on pizza, burgers, tacos, and more all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms, taxes, and fees apply. See app for details.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My check engine light's on?
That could hurt your gas mileage. The AutoZone free Fix Finder service can help find the fix for free.
Get in zone.
This whole report for free?
That's right. Printed and on your phone for free.
Get in zone.
But what if the fix is too tough?
We'll recommend a local shop. Fix Finder, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey, Alan Styles. How you doing, Alan? How you doing, Alan?
Oh.
How you
What's
doing?
up, Dave?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. How you doing? How you feeling?
I think I'm on the other end. My throat still hurts a little bit, but I think I'm on the other end of this thing. I would say I have been questionable all week. I would say tomorrow in studio, the injury report is going to be upgraded to probable.
Yeah, a lot of people like to kind of roast people that decide to come in on a Friday. I'm surprised.
Has that ever happened to you or anything?
Not me, not me. But you made it all the way. Just you're gonna come in tomorrow, huh?
They roast people that come in on a Friday or that miss on a Friday?
No, that come in
after being out all week. It's just, hey, why?
Styles did that one time, just for context. He took a week off, but came back on Friday.
That's right.
Oh,
I
remember.
I had to send the good people off.
No, that was a vacation, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I roasted you for that. Look, if I'm not sick, I'm going to be in there. And I probably could have been. Look, if this was 2019, I'd have been in there probably all week long. But I'm not trying to. Jason and I share a post-game, post-show, and pre-show kiss. And I don't know if we've ever said that on the air or not. But
it's after now.
Yeah.
So
Jason's going to be out tomorrow. Is what you're saying?
Yes. What's going on with Tyrese Halliburton, Alan?
He stinks.
Ooh.
Wow. He stinks. He's afraid to shoot. And he would never in a million years do what De'Aaron Fox did and drop 60. Maybe if he got hot from three and nobody was worried about that jump shot. Maybe.
Wow. Okay. I did not expect that kind of hot take. I guess before we get to celebrity birthdays, the only other thing I have to add is the long-awaited sequel to Royal Match, Royal Kingdom, dropped late last night. It's on my phone this morning. Guys, how much of your weekend will you be carving out for Royal Kingdom?
0 for me, but I'm guessing what level are you already at?
I'm at level 34, but if I'm being fair, I just started playing it this morning.
Royal Match, Royal Kingdom is a weird way to say Gladiator 2 is in theaters this weekend.
Oh, yeah. I'm afraid of that movie.
You just think it's going to be a letdown or what?
I do. And it's like, come on, Ridley Scott, Denzel, Gladiator. But just Gladiator is one of the more perfect movies ever made. And I just don't know how you double that up. Maybe its expectations are just so damn high, man.
But they have Pedro Pascal this time.
Yeah, but are they, though? I feel like, you could compartmentalize a bit. It's not going to be as bad as Coming to America 2.
Coming to America.
Yeah, it was that. Now, that was terrible.
I'm trying to do the thing I did with Top Gun 2, where I think I'm trying to throttle my expectations so down that when I do finally see Gladiator 2, no matter what, I'll like it, because unless it's just terrible, I'll love it. So I don't know. I'm not saying
it's great.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Don't worry, Dave. It's Denzel. It's Pascal.
How about Wicked? Is that coming out too?
Yeah. We were in concert choir. A lot of Wicked.
Drops tonight.
Yeah.
Dave, you and Alan both in choir.
I didn't know
my
you were
little.
Wow.
I was, and then I got selected to be part of the illustrious a cappella group, but I got kicked out.
Why?
He set off fireworks.
I got baseball practice. Man.
Oh, come on.
I can bop later.
I am unbelievably proud to report that this Saturday, with my younger sister, my brother-in-law, I believe my mom, I'm sure, my daughter, and then God knows who else in the family, am scheduled to attend a showing of Wicked in the theaters.
I don't know where that was go. I truly thought Dave was going to say we will be caroling.
No. We went and we took the kids when we were in New York in February. We took the kids to go see it on Broadway. Now it's all my daughter and my sister. They're both theater hounds. That's all. So I'm going to be
I'm gonna be popular. I'm gonna be popular.
That's what the whole thing's going to sound like to me, dude.
You'll get through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
For 4
soundtrack
hours.
playing in the
Yeah.
car before and after. Yeah, for 4 hours exactly. All right, Jason Ross, Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Nothing says family and friends more than Crumble Cookies.
All right. On this day, November 21st, in what year did Pharrell's Happy, that song, come out?
Ooh, that's a good one because it seems like
2014.
14.
Wasn't it with the? It was from the movie about the little things.
Minions.
Minions.
2014. That seems too late. I'm going to say 2011.
I'll say 2013.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Carmichael Dave, 2013.
Yeah.
All right. Happy birthday today to Troy Aikman.
Ah, Jay-Z's cousin.
Let's see. I think I can do this here.
Did you know he's aware of the Jay-Z memes?
He's got
Yes,
to be.
yes.
He's talked about it before.
Troy is 58.
60 on the nose.
What about the rest of them?
61.
We have a correct answer. He's 2 for 2. Carmichael Dave.
What?
I had the Sports Illustrated cover. Jason, you'll remember this on my wall with Troy Aikman and Rodney Peete, both wearing 6-shooters with the cowboy hats with the big UCLA USC showdown. You remember that, right?
Of course I do.
Absolutely. Shout out old people.
Happy birthday to Ken Griffey Jr.
Hi, this is Ken Griffey Jr. Let's play Major League Baseball. Ken, I don't want it to be whatever it is. Dave, you start. You're hot.
He's 55.
54.
53.
We have a correct answer. He's done it again.
Wow.
3 in a row for Carmichael Dave. Dave, no one's ever done 4.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to give you the option. Carly Rae Jepsen, Goldie Hawn, Justin Tucker, Cooper Rush, or Olden Polynice.
Olden Polynice owes me $100. It's a true story. Let's go with Goldie Hawn.
Okay.
Goldie Hawn is 71.
Okay.
75.
73.
All right. The streak is over.
Yes.
Alan gets the victory. 79 for Goldie Hawn.
Jeez.
Wow.
Oh.
Looks good. That's what you're saying.
More like Oldie Hawn.
Oh.
Wow. She had a great scene in that movie Wildcats. Probably her best work. Alan, what's coming up on the show?
Yeah, we are getting into all things Kings. The Kings Roundtable returns. That's at 11. Keegan Murray, are we overstating his struggles? And there is snow all over Lambeau, and Brock's shoulder is sore. Are the Niners cooked? That's all. That's what's coming up.
Okay, so for Kelly Brothers, for Kyle Ledbetter, for Jason Ross, and for the perfect storm, Christopher Laud, somewhere in the North Coast, it's Carmichael Dave. Stay tuned to Alan Styles next. Light the beam. Love you all. Bye now.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling.